Why Tren? The Cancerian with the vision. A hoodie in the bucket hat is often his decision. Why high? A king from Queens, you never disrespect. The wise OG, but what else would you expect? Why Dane? The flyest and the highest of them all. You need a perfect shot, he's the one that you should call. All three combined in a little of your time. Welcome to the show and let him ease your mind.
It doesn't matter when we are or where we are because we are.
Because we are.
Because we are better than
Because we are.
Because we are.
Because we are. Because we are. Because we are.
Yo, yo, yo.
What up?
Welcome back to the Because We Are podcast, or welcome to the Because We Are podcast if you've been here before and you just, or if you've never been here before, I should say. Thank you for coming. Call.me.hot is here. Gobble _ is here. I am Tren Dollars. We are the hostess with the mostest, and we're going to give y'all some good content today. Don't shake your head, man. Stop,
You said that wrong. We're not hostesses, bro.
Hostess?
No, host with the most. The hostess thing was
Hosts with the most?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was just hostess was just like, hostess was just...
No, that means a girl. And it always did.
All right, well, I fucked that up, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's all good.
We're Twinkies. Twinkies are hostess too, right?
Twinkies. That sounds like a slur a little bit. Last day of Pride.
Cut off the E. Yeah.
Damn, what a rough start. Happy Pride again, everybody. Last week, so y'all can get off y'all last, Pride takes as we close up this June and
Pride takes.
Yeah. If you got any last minute things that y'all want to get off, because everything after that, we haven't been saying pause a lot during this June, which I'm proud of us for being mature and growing up a little bit. I'm really proud of us for that.
Y'all remember when Lisa Ray cursed out her sister, the Brat, because apparently the Brat didn't tell her that she was gay before she came out?
No, I didn't. But why was she mad?
Because she heard through the blogs and I feel like if Lisa Ray didn't know the Brat was gay, I feel like you were probably the last person on the planet.
My thing is,
knew the Brat.
Yeah, but you ever have somebody come out to you though? I feel like that's like a thing, right? Like it's one thing to just know somebody is gay, but it's another thing to have them come to you and tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like it still feels kind of special. It happened to me in college. Like there was a dude that we all knew was gay, but when he came out and said it, it was just like, yeah, man, we know. We know. Well, we fuck with you though.
You know what's funny? I did not know. I had no fucking clue when I found out.
So you were the last person.
I was the last. I don't think I was the last person to know. I think he held it. He had hit it pretty well. But when he came out, it was just like, oh, all right, I ain't tripping about that. It wasn't a big deal. But the next time I saw him, there were signs, and I just hadn't picked up on the signs.
You were just looking, yeah. You started looking.
I'm just staring at him, and I was just like, "You really ain't you?"
That does make sense.
You know what? I see it. It literally was like night and day. I did not know, and then it was completely obvious.
He unplugged you, man. He unplugged you, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Stop. What'd I just say? We've been good all June.
I didn't say pause.
Still. Damn, you got a coming out story? Anybody ever come out to you?
No.
You have any gay people in your life?
Yeah, of course. They never came out to me, though. Not to me.
He lives in Miami.
But he'd always live in Miami.
No, it was kind of one of those things where maybe you follow them on social media after a few years and they're out living their best lives now, pretty open. And it's like, oh, okay, good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Anybody ever went back in?
I'm sorry?
Explain that. Elaborate, please.
So I had a homegirl in high school who was gay, who, dated mask women, studs, we call them in the black community.
Absolutely. There are no such thing as white studs, y'all. Just so y'all know.
Apparently white women can't be studs, which
I didn't know that.
True.
It's called a butch.
Well, I was going to say something else. The other word.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you can't say that.
First hour.
But she dated studs all through high school. Same deal. Followed her on social media via college, and 2 years later, she popped out with a baby and married with a dude, and it was just like, hold on. You know how many of us didn't take shots at you because
that's what we call it.
That was your
switcheroo.
He was just playing defense.
Switcheroo.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate that at all, man.
Yeah.
Grace, that was some bullshit. Anyway,
you got all them likes on Facebook for sharing, your story and how you came out, and then you go and I'm sure there's a lot of people that be getting mad. Like I feel like the bisexual community gets it real hard. I know y'all don't know nothing about this, but like the bisexual community gets it really hard when they pop out with like the opposite sex
as a straight person.
Yeah, like when they're in a straight, like if you say you're bisexual and you're in a straight relationship, they start to be like,
you kind of get looked at sideways for sure.
Yeah, it's like
I can see that.
It's a lot of shame, That's why there's a whole thing like bisexual visibility day. It's like I can't be bisexual and be dating the opposite sex still.
It's like being light skinned.
You know what? And to be honest with you, everybody else is like tough. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be kind of tough to like be trans. You know what I'm saying? You got to be tough to be pan. You know what I'm saying? If you bi, bro, you kind of like you got to be the most soft, like the most. I don't want to say the P word, but you're kind of the weakest of the alphabets. You feel me?
Really?
Because
why is that?
It's easy to just be straight. Like pick a side. You feel me? Like you straddling the fence, literally.
But then you have Pan, who will literally fuck any and everybody.
Right. But to me,
wouldn't
that's still
that be
tough.
the weakest?
Nah, because that's tough. Because if you pan, you just outside. You know what I'm saying? And that's
you say that somebody fucks a goat.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't think that's as far as the pan stretches.
I'm sure there's a pan. I'm sure there's a pan that be looking at them goats.
I feel like I would not call. I feel like I would not call that person pan because it's a bit of a slippery slope if you keep going. Like the
the pan to other indicator or
exactly
other identificator pipeline is probably real strong. It's probably like damn, it's a lot of sexy people out there. Damn, there's a lot of sexy other things out there.
Like we want to limit that. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid.
How come they're not included in the letters? There's no P.
Plus probably.
Oh, okay.
QIA plus.
Yeah, the plus.
Yeah.
Are they not in?
Sometimes why?
I saw P's an ugly letter. I don't know. LGBTQ.
No, there.
Q, I, A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I guess not.
Stop.
I guess there's no.
But but we can close on this. I want to get into some other stuff. But who y'all think winning? Who do you think is the if they all get in a fight, the LGBTQIA? Who fight? Who winning in that fight? The letters.
Come on now. Let's be serious. It's the T's.
I'd go with the G's.
I'm telling y'all, to be a T, you got to be a different type of nigga. I'm just to be clear, you got to be on some different stuff, man, to be a T. Being G is just like, you know what I'm saying? You kissed your friend at the park when you was 14. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. To be a T? Nah, man, that's a different bag. It's like the white boy in a gang. Like, he had to do some stuff to get to get the respect of everybody else in that gang.
Low key, I'm gonna give G the edge. I'm giving G's the edge.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm giving G's that edge.
G's gonna give you the edge.
What's up?
So happy Pride, y'all.
Dave not the only one that's attractive on this podcast, y'all. Y'all can holler at me, man. Y'all can say what's up.
You might want to cut this. You want to talk about that?
No, I don't actually.
Right,
I do want to talk about the fact that TikTok was on some bullshit, taking down some of our videos. One of our videos got disqualified, and I have a theory as to why it might have.
Tell me.
I feel like they thought that we were posting content that we didn't own. For those that's listening that might have not heard, but we posted a bunch of Because We Feud type videos where Damon took his hat off and put on a bushy mustache and had a whole get up and everything. And what I think is that TikTok saw that and said, hey, this looks a lot like Steve Harvey. They're posting, and we had the music and we had some of the sound, so they were probably like, yo, this is a Family Feud clip. This isn't allowed. So they took our shit down, which wasn't
Fucking
cool.
bots.
And here's my thing. TikTok don't got no like real life people checking them videos. It's all AI.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that Damon was dressed up so well. He was cosplaying so well that it fooled the AI into thinking, nah, that's Steve. We got to take that down. We got.
And here I was stressing out because I couldn't find a tie.
Nah, man, it was a master job. Honestly, it really was a master work. Honestly, I think your Halloween costume is already selected.
Might have to be Steve Harvey. Might have to.
Yeah,
You
just
know,
get those,
it
get the
just
cue
makes
cards.
sense.
If you go to a party, you'll be the life of the party, man. Just start asking people questions, like
for sure.
Yeah.
I do gotta know what the mustache was made out of because it looked like
I don't know, just
like
fake
cat
mustache.
fur. I ain't gonna hold you.
It
Yo,
does
why
look
do you
like
still
that,
just
bro.
have it by the desk?
Is it just
I'm
there?
gonna frame this. I'm gonna frame this.
Just ready
Put this
to-
right here
Yo,
Oh,
to
my
remember.
goodness.
To always remember this moment, or to always that moment in our time.
you gotta frame it. You gotta frame it. But shout out to
that
shout out
made
to
the
us.
difference.
It really did. It really did.
I just painted mine on. If I knew we was going when I was Martin Luther King,
Yeah,
I
that
just
was
painted
crazy.
mine on.
That was
Yeah.
crazy. You painted the whole like beard. Did you do that all yourself, or did you have somebody help you with that?
Nah, that was all me.
That video got disqualified for some reason too.
Like, why are they posting
like,
Martin
Martin?
Luther King clips?
That's him. I have a dream.
The King of State don't play that, man. They saw you, they're like, get this man out of here now.
Yeah, man.
I have somewhere I want to start though, y'all. I just found out today that they're making a live action Street Fighter movie, or that
Fire.
it's in the process of being made right now. They're figuring out the casting, and I just found out that 50 Cent is gonna be playing Balrog, which is one of the people that they said we've forgotten the video game black character conversation. But either way, 50 Cent being casted as Balrog. Now, I don't know how buff 50 Cent still is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that athletes, they tend to have the ability to like buff up and do what they do, but I feel like this is pretty solid casting for the most part. I think we should talk about this because this might be a good live action series. You know, we have mixed feelings about a lot of these things, about how things are going. You know, I don't think y'all tuned into The Last of Us anymore. I also haven't, but we have mixed feelings about live action video game adaptations. So I want to get into this a little bit. I want to read off some of the other casting choices before we judge all of them. But I'd heard that 50 Cent was going to be Balrog, and there's also talks they might have found a Chun-Li, a woman named Kalina Liang, which
I
I'll
actually
get
saw
to.
that one. Yeah.
I'll get to later. And then somebody else or some other people that they might have found. Andrew Koji, I'm not sure who he's playing. But the other notable names that y'all will know is Jason Momoa. I'm not sure who he's playing. And Roman Reigns, who I know y'all know.
Oh yeah, Roman Maga Reigns.
Yeah. And then a dude named Orville Peck. And then another dude named Noah Centineo. I don't know if y'all know any of those names, but I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see what this looks like. I know they had another Street Fighter film that came out in the 90s that didn't do too well, but I'm excited to see how they do it now, you know, with new technology and stuff and how this all goes. But give me some thoughts. Are y'all excited? I mean, y'all probably don't really play Street Fighter that much, but give me some give me some ideas. What does a Street Fighter movie even look like now today?
That's what I'm trying to think. Does it? Because the last game was more, I don't want to say open world, but it was very different in terms of like your traditional Street Fighter game, right? You could just walk up to niggas online and just start a fight type shit. From what you've told me, I think.
Yeah.
So if they're going to go that route, I don't know what that story and told or anything like that, but that could be pretty interesting. Was there a story or a campaign mode in the original Street Fighter games outside of just like the tournament mode type shit?
I think everybody kind of had their own story. It seems like whenever you finish the game, it would tell you like, you know, what they did like afterwards or something like that, you know, for the most part. But the most storyline for me came from like Third Strike, which is like a whole spin-off of like the typical Street Fighter games. You know, they got characters in there that you don't really even see anymore. But other than that, I'm not really sure what the real story of Street Fighter is. But I think that is the one thing that I'll be alarmed about is I don't know what they're gonna create to be the storyline. You know?
I know these characters definitely have lore, and I'm sure somebody out there can comment, like, you know, what the lore of each character is, their origins, and all that type of shit. I'm sure, because I'm a fan of League of Legends Arcane, the show that came out on Netflix. So every single one of the champions in League of Legends has like their own deep lore. They were from a certain area, there's a giant war going on, and everything like that. So in the show, they kind of integrate the lore into the actual TV show, given there are some differences here and there, but for the most part they are basing it off the actual storylines that they have for each character in the game. And you know, if you play League of Legends, then you know their lore doesn't fucking matter when you're on Summoner's Rift. But I'd imagine that maybe they're going to do something along those lines. If they are going to do an original story, I don't know if I'd be too excited for that.
How do y'all feel about the 50 Cent casting? Do y'all think that it's almost like, why didn't you find like some newer talent, and like, why are we getting 50 Cent? I'm not too familiar with 50 Cent's acting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I don't watch Power. I mean, I'm sure y'all have probably seen episodes of Power. You might have seen them.
Yeah. Even before that, we should be past the point of questioning, oh, is 50 Cent now? He's not one of those rappers, or I'm sorry, musicians where you have to question whether or not he can do a role or not. He's been doing this long enough, long before Power, long before... when was Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie? Did that come out there around the same time as
2007? Was it? 2008? Was it?
2005, I think.
2005?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the game Bulletproof, I think. That came out a minute ago.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, he's been doing this for 20 years. He owns a production studio. Like, the guy, I think he knows what he's doing in terms of, like, you know, being behind the camera, or even in front of, being behind and in front of the camera. So I'm confident if this rumor is to be true, if this is fan cast or not, I think 50 Cent could do a really good job.
No, like, this is being posted like by a lot of different like blogs and stuff. This ain't just like this is like he's actually locked in to do it if the movie happens, you know, like that.
50 posted it actually.
Yeah, and I'm sure he played those games, so I'm sure he's kind of like he's been a fan, and he's probably ecstatic about being able to do that, you know, about these things. But my own question was just like about the, like, is he being like kind of typecasted versus like finding an actor who might be able to do the role? Now I'm not sure what a Balrog looks like. Like, I don't know how do you audition for that role? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you?
I think it's
like
mostly
growl?
look.
Or like, do you try to
see,
fight?
the thing is, I think the thing that's the most interesting is Balrog was very clearly inspired by Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And Mike Tyson is an actor.
Yeah, but he's 60.
They could have done the funniest thing. And I don't know why they didn't just do that.
Yeah.
I'm not. The Mortal Kombat movies, while they weren't great, the original Mortal Kombat movie I love still to this day.
Absolutely.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation was not great, but it was still fun.
It has its appeal.
And the 2018 or the 2019, I don't even remember. 2021, I think it actually.
It might have been. I actually liked that one. That was fun.
It was good. It was pretty good. So yeah, and I know they're making a sequel to that too.
What we didn't like, and I think everyone kind of shared the same opinion, there's so much lore with Mortal Kombat, you didn't really need to make a new character and like have us follow him. You could have just taken one of the established characters, even if it was a newer character, and used him as the lens. We didn't need a new character, especially one.
That's how you make characters more popular.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't need one that wasn't in the game, isn't going to be in the game. Like, he's still not in the game. They just came out with Mortal Kombat 1, and there's still no, what was it? I don't even remember that guy's name. It was like Tony or some shit. I don't know.
Jason.
Yeah, something like that.
Miles or Ray, I think. Might have been Ray. I forgot what it was.
Whatever it was, he's still not in the game. So again, now it feels like the movie was about a different Mortal Kombat universe, you know what I'm saying, than the Mortal Kombat universe that we know. So that was kind of pointless. I hope they fix that in Mortal Kombat 2. But even still, there's so much deep lore with Mortal Kombat that you don't need to build anything around it. Whereas Street Fighter, while there's lore, it's not nearly as deep as Mortal Kombat's lore. It's not nearly as interesting or like otherworldly. You know, it's just a street. You know, it's a tournament of fighters.
I have a guess as to answer that. I have a guess as to why they probably did that with the original character thing. And they might even do it with Street Fighter. Could it be because they don't want to like make one character look like the mascot for Mortal Kombat more than the other, because
But that's what they should do.
That's what they should do. Yeah.
yeah, but like it feels like they're kind of pigeonholing themselves into having like just one character be like the main focus of the story, and then everybody will kind of just focus on that instead of the other characters that they're building out. Because then it's like,
Bro, Liu
if you're the
Kang has
main character, we have to like focus on your story the most. Like I know that Scorpion is obviously like the most recognizable character from Mortal Kombat, probably, and that's kind of why they probably did it from tiers. Like the most popular Mortal Kombat characters, we gotta like give them priority in this film. Like we gotta show them first. But having the main character be somebody that's outside and not a part of the game kind of gives them the range to be able to explore these other characters without being like, oh, this movie is strictly about Scorpion, or this movie is strictly about Sub-Zero or Liu Kang or Raiden.
My thing with that is that if they had promoted, because they didn't promote this as a new character. They just promoted this nigga looks like Scorpion. That's Scorpion, right?
Yeah.
That's all they gave us. I promise you, if they promoted this movie as like the guy's name is Cole, by the way. Oh, this is we're following Cole. You know, and he's the ancestor of the Scorpion, you know, village and all that shit. Like, I don't think people would be nearly as interested than if they just saw in the trailer Scorpion fight Sub-Zero. Like, that's that's honestly all I need. Lean on the characters that we are already, you know, we have a relationship with, especially if you're as a franchised, you know, game like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. That definitely
I'm upset personally
we
we didn't get any what's this nigga name? Johnny Cage. Yeah.
But they probably did it because and then the ones that they made in the 90s, they leaned on that. That was what it was. Liu Kang was the main character pretty much in that. You know, so they were probably like, "Oh, maybe we should try something different." You know, maybe we shouldn't just lean on like Liu Kang as the mascot and stuff, because he was the main character in the first. I think in the second one, did he die? You know, I can't remember. But in the second one, he was also kind of like in the mix and stuff, but they introduced other characters too, you know, and everything. Like I think Jax was also in that one too, and like just a whole bunch of other characters too. But he was the main focal point, and they're probably like, yeah, we probably don't want to remake the same movie all over again and focus just on that character. So let's try something new. That's my guess, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's if we're just talking about fighting games in general, fighting games are very difficult to make movies around. Because they're kind of like biopics, right? Because there's so much to get to
like them.
That it's not really easy to tell the full story. But to me, the way you get around that is by telling a simple story in that universe. And like, you know what I mean? If they just tell a story, for instance, let's take it back to Street Fighter, and let's say we're not using Ryu. Let's say we're using what was the not Chun-Li, the other girl, the American fighter.
Sakura? But no, she's not American.
Is it Kat? Is it
Felicia?
She works with Guile.
She's not really. I know who you're talking about. Damn.
What the fuck was her name?
Cammy?
Cammy, yeah. So let's say the story is Cammy is the main character, and we are Guile is lost in Japan or some shit like that. He's in some underground shit, so now she's a special operative. She has to go into like this underground Japanese fighting thing, and she thinks it's gonna be like a regular tournament, but it turns out to be like she has to fight fucking Baraka.
That's from Mortal Kombat. the big ass swords and shit.
Or she has to fight Vega or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
with the swords.
You were already thinking of Blanca, I think.
Blanca. That's where
Blanca,
I was going.
Yeah. You're gonna cast, man.
So yeah, like she has to fight some and there's like this mystical element, and she wasn't expecting it. Now she's got to train. You know what I'm saying? She's introduced to
Master Bison.
I don't know
Bison.
M. Bison. I don't know my fucking Street Fighter lore, y'all.
I'm surprised, bro. You was in the streets. Like you was. I
was a Mortal Kombat kid, bro.
Okay.
And you was violent.
And I was not a Street Fighter versus Capcom. I mean, I wasn't a Marvel versus Capcom guy either.
Got it.
I was straight Mortal Kombat for the most part.
Got it.
But yeah, like she like M. Bison is the big bad, or she's got to train with one of the older, fighters or whatever, and like. That's like tell a story, tell a personal story, but like make it about the world. And again, you can introduce a Chun-Li where she's got to fight Chun-Li, or you can introduce all these other elements that exist within the universe, but for some reason they feel like they got to tell everybody's backstory, and then you only get like 5 minutes of Ryu, 5 minutes of Ken, 5 minutes of Chun-Li, 5 minutes, you know what I mean? And now what ends up happening, like, why is Balrog in the first fucking Street Fighter movie, bro? Like, there's no need for that.
Yeah, he's not one of the main.
You did it just so you can have 50 Cent in it.
Yeah.
And that's the theme. That's the theme amongst these, video game TV series and movies. You know, they're gonna get Kevin Hart. They're gonna get Pedro Pascal. They're gonna get fucking. No, Kevin Hart's in that. What's it called? Isn't he in Fallout or one of those?
Yeah,
shits?
I know, but I'm saying, oh no, please don't get Kevin Hart. For
Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands.
He's in Borderlands.
You know, they're gonna get somebody like that just so they have. Not only do we have these characters that you love from the video games, but we have these, superstars that you guys also love.
Yeah. Which, I guess I get it. You know, you gotta have some star power there. But it also just occurred to me: is Jason Momoa playing Blanca?
He's playing Akuma.
Oh shit!
Which again, why is Akuma in the first one? Why is he not the big bad for the second or third?
Hold on, no, I kind of don't like that because Akuma kind of dark, and
he just looks like Akuma. They even both wear the Ulafala. Like it's.
I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of mad, man. I know we always do this with the black casting, but I feel like we could have found a black man for Akuma for sure.
Akuma's not black.
Google Akuma right now. I know
Akuma's
he's
not
like
black. He's for sure not black. He's
Google
he's Southeast
Akuma.
Asian.
Google Akuma right now.
That's the name of the episode. Google Akuma.
Google Akuma, bro. You're not gonna find no light, any light form of Akuma. I think if they're gonna be like, because this is kind of like a racial thing, right? Like they made the villains, like back in the day, they made the villains darker. So
Roman Reigns was casted as Akuma, not Jason Momoa.
That's even worse.
You're talking about Roman Reigns, right? Not Jason Momoa.
I said Jason Momoa is gonna be Blanca, and you said Jason Momoa.
First of all, has anybody seen Jason Momoa and Roman Reigns in the same room at the same time?
We're about to.
Them niggas is Michael B. and Michael C. Jordan.
I can't remember. What does Roman Reigns look like?
Same niggas, different font.
He literally looks like Jason Momoa.
Oh, they
Just
do
a
kind of
little
look like, damn, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why would they both be in this movie?
That is pretty good casting for Akuma though. I can't be too mad at that, in terms of like the look. I'm sure they'll do like really good makeup, but fine, whatever. I won't.
Bro, I think Roman Reigns started to form himself into Jason Momoa because Jason Momoa became a big Hollywood star. Again, Roman Reigns is based on Jason Momoa the same way Balrog is based on Mike Tyson.
That might be true. You might have something there. I don't want to be that guy though, as well. But I feel like I gotta ask the question. I am in no shape or form trying to pander to the Gooners. But can y'all do me a favor and like Google who's playing Chun-Li?
I've seen it. She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah, beautiful woman. But now we know Chun-Li.
Hello.
Chun-Li got thunder thighs. So my question is, are they gonna, are they gonna give her some thighs? Is she gonna work out for him? Or like, how is this? No, I'm serious. I am very serious, Like that's how she's known. She's known to be kicking niggas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So are they gonna leg fish us? Are they gonna thigh fish us? They're gonna wrap some things around
Hollywood
it?
don't do that. Hollywood typically, and from what I've seen, they take thick characters and make them really thin.
All the time.
Oh damn. It's one of those again, y'all think?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
They do it all the time.
For sure. If she's not naturally thick, then she's not gonna be thick in this movie.
If she was naturally thick, she wouldn't have gotten casted.
Yeah. No, she's mad small actually.
She's not
It's
naturally
happening.
thick.
That's what I'm saying. If she was, she wouldn't have gotten casted.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess
They could have got Suni Lee, but who am I?
Yeah. We can. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, as we talked about last week, we had some really cool reactions to Will Smith, or I had a really cool reaction. Y'all shit on this nigga. Y'all didn't like it at all. This Will Smith, he's back outside. He's rapping, dropping hits for everybody. You know, something for people to party to. And he came out with a new freestyle recently. I'm not sure where this freestyle happened. I'm not sure if y'all have heard it yet.
I've only seen the clip. I've only seen the clip on Twitter, but the clip that I saw on Twitter was legitimately really good. I think Will Smith heard all y'all talking shit about his Playboi Carti freestyle that he did on the radio and said, I'm getting my For All the Dogs Scary Hours edition on. And I'm gonna turn on some Conductor Williams or some modern boom bap, and I'm gonna show y'all that I still got bars.
This shit 4 minutes. All right.
We're
not gonna watch this whole thing, but I
do
wanna.
Just put the.
You want to put? You want to play the clip?
Twitter clip. Yeah, just play the Twitter clip.
All right, let me get that loaded up. And how are we feeling? Like, what? Any initial thoughts on this?
My expectations are low. I was not a fan of that first freestyle. Even when they put it on a good beat, that just shows how much a good beat can carry you. I didn't like the Pretty Girl song. I didn't like the attempt to recover from the Pretty Girl song. I haven't heard that Pretty Girl song anywhere outside of Will Smith's Instagram.
Give it time, man. It's super new. Give it some time, man.
It's Will Smith.
It's gonna be on ABC Good Morning America.
Will Smith is not a slow burner type of guy.
Just give it.
It either
time,
hits
man.
or it doesn't.
Here, look. This was on some page called Fire, or it was on the channel Fire in the Booth or something like that. I think was his name.
Okay.
First of all, I already hate that. You know,
isn't that
Fire.
UK? That's the UK.
That's the UK one. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably
Tim Westwood?
Yeah. Fire
Oh no, or is that the other dude? I don't
know. We can talk about it later. But this is what the clip is. Let's hear it.
Now I'm not the type of man to move in malicious ways, and I am too grown to play childish games. But if you talking crazy out your face up on the stage and disrespect me on the stage, expect me on the stage. Jokers dish it out.
Oh, it's that nigga. I hate that nigga.
City full of real ones, wasn't raised to fake it. Jill to Meek Mill to the roots, it's all greatness. Global status from my Philly foundation. Perfect. I am a trailblazer. I'ma tell my own story. I am the narrator. I'ma rip the snakes out the grass. I'm a landscaper. I'ma go to heaven even though I'm a hellraiser. I am the illest. Yes, sir!
Why?
I am the illest.
That nigga Toupee is going crazy, bro. The fucking illest.
All them Street Fighter sounds in there, man.
Yeah.
The influence is there, man. And I guess that he deserves that because he did slap the shit out of somebody on stage. So
yeah,
and he didn't hit back. So that's technically a flawless victory, or a perfect, as Street Fighter would say.
You disrespect me on the stage, expect me on the stage.
Mm.
That's a bar, bro.
That's kind of hard.
That's a bar. He's gonna have one of those every trip.
Yeah.
Will Smith is whack.
When are we gonna?
Say that.
When are we gonna get over this slap? Like, how long is he gonna keep cashing this in? Like, all right, you slapped the nigga, bro. Like, all right, like
that might be the last one. I think that's the last one. You got, bro. If you're a rapper and you smack the nigga live on television, you gotta write a bar about it. Like, there's no way. Like, come on. You can't get away with it. You can't get away from that.
Did he drop an album too? Why did he get that off on there?
It probably is on there. Did you listen to it?
I tried. I didn't get through it though. It sounded clean though. It didn't sound like he was going to talk about no slapping.
And I'm sorry, but that bar kind of hits a little less hard when you remember that he started crying afterwards.
See, I disagree with that.
That was funny. Sorry.
I disagree with that because I'm an angry crier. I think people get a bad rap for crying when they're upset, right? Because crying don't always mean you sad. Sometimes it mean like you didn't get enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you holding back, you know, like what I really want to do is going to put me in jail.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So I can't really hit you the way I want to.
And again, Will is somebody who we make a lot of fun of, and people kind of, he wasn't crying because it took so much out of him to hit somebody. I think he was crying because like y'all, I've been waiting to smack one of you bitches like this whole time. And now y'all gonna kill me anyway, and I'm gonna just be on the news and all that stuff. I think he realized at that moment when he started crying, because it was when he accepted the award. When he started crying, he realized, like, damn, I might, like, this shit might be over for me. Like, I think that was more what the cries was about.
And that's why I don't respect it. That's not really like standing in your consequences, like knowing the actual consequences. Like, yo, bro, you at the fucking Oscars. You went up and you slapped the host. You can't have any other expectations.
With his palm, too.
I do wonder
I'm never gonna forget
if it was
that
another
moment,
host, I wonder if he would have slapped him. Like, if it was like Conan
that was
O'Brien
always the conversation. Yeah, that was always the conversation. Would he? I have that feeling just in general about people, and like it gets kind of like.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Yeah, I don't want to get fully into it, but yeah,
talking about his bars.
Yeah, people are more likely to smack somebody that looks like them over somebody that don't. Whatever that's about is something internal that they got to deal with. But yeah, no, he wasn't smacking Conan O'Brien. He wasn't even smacking Richie.
If he smacked Conan O'Brien, he probably get shot on stage.
That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't smack Ricky Gervais, and that nigga need to get smacked sometimes.
Absolutely.
But he wouldn't have done it.
Word.
Bill Maher might have got it though.
One of them.
We should draft that. Who Will Smith would have smacked if it wasn't Chris Rock?
The smackability rating, like 100% smack on the bottom versus 0% not touching them. You know, maybe going up there, and saying something.
Where's Eddie Murphy going?
He not smacking.
He's not. Yeah, I don't think he's slapping Eddie Murphy.
He not smacking Eddie.
But then again, I don't think Eddie Murphy is making jokes about his wife as well.
Oh, I know.
Disagree.
Who he's smacking.
I think he would smack. I think he would make the joke. I think Eddie Murphy would beat the shit out of Will Smith. Like,
on stage? You think it would have broke out into a fight?
Yeah. Well, Eddie not one of them. Eddie not. Everything I've heard about Eddie Murphy, he not one of them. They would have been scrapping up there, and it would have been the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to black people.
Yeah, that would have been.
It would have been the most
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
Would have been right there cheering them on.
Yeah, we would have been right back to segregation.
No
if
black
Eddie Murphy
people
and
at
Will
the
Smith
Oscars ever again. Black to the back. Sit as far away from the stage.
They would have put fucking laws in place, bro. Like, it would have been Jim Crow.
We would have been roped off
because of that one moment, bro.
We would have been roped off forever, man.
In the back, like y'all get your awards in the back.
No more televised black awards at all. You know what I'm saying? If you won. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else comes and gives a speech on your behalf. Yeah. They got you wired in from another room. Yeah, man.
That definitely would have been it.
That would have been
I think he would have smacked the shit out of D.L. Hughley.
Yeah, I think so, too.
For sure.
Cedric the Entertainer?
He's smacking said. I got one. Is he smacking Pete Davidson?
Yes.
I feel like he's smacking the shit out of Pete Davidson.
Yeah. And Pete Davidson's doing the same thing Chris Rock did.
Yeah.
He's not fighting back.
Yeah. He would have sued.
Dave Chappelle.
No.
I don't think he's smacking Dave. I don't think he's smacking Bill Burr. I don't think Bill Burr makes that joke, but I don't think he's smacking him.
He's smacking Cat Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't. But he
might get shot.
I think he does smack him. Does he smack Matt Rife?
White dude?
Yeah. Young white guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
He ain't like that. Him smacking Matt Rife isn't.
I think he smacks Matt Rife off camera.
Like he smacks him so hard that he gets off the camera? Or you talking about like
no.
Like
when
after the show.
The camera's
not
he catches
rolling,
him after the show. Yeah.
Oh.
I think he catches all these people after the show. Actually,
the only person he had to check right then and there was Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
No. I still think like some people he get on stage for, but
is he smacking Kevin Hart?
No, he's from Philly.
Yeah.
After the show.
Adam
Putting you in a
Sandler.
noogie.
Adam Sandler?
No.
Hell no.
And Adam's not making that Joker.
Yeah, you know what? And that's the thing. I think he's smacking the shit out of Hannibal Buress for sure.
Yes.
You might shoot him on stage.
Yeah. Somebody's just been waiting for the moment to be done with Hannibal Buress for sure.
Not only is he smacking Hannibal Buress, security's jumping in and also beating Hannibal Buress.
Yeah, and Bill Cosby coming from out of nowhere and just jumping in that too.
Right.
Slipping a Quaalude in his drink.
But I do know that the Chris Rock thing also had like other legs because like there was something that happened with Chris Rock and Jada beforehand where like he had made another inappropriate joke about her. So it was like,
oh, I thought he was trying to take her on a date. I thought, isn't that what she said? Like Chris was like offered to take her out on a date or something like that.
I don't remember. I remember what I could be I could have misread this.
I think both things are true. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he did. She talked about back in the day that he did try to ask her on a date, but and I think it was before that before she was with Will. But also,
yeah,
I did hear that he made it a joke about her at some other, at some other time. Like I don't know if it was like on somewhere live or something, or if he just said something. But
because that's the thing, it wasn't so much the joke. Because I'm a big proponent of this. It wasn't so much the joke as you can't say that. Like, you can't say that because I don't mess with you. Like, so, I think Will laughs it off, and I think Jada laughs it off if it's not Chris Rock. Because I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Will first was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. And she gave him that look, like, we don't fuck with him. And he had to do what he had to do because, again, certain people can make that joke and certain people just can't. She already felt the way about Chris. Like, so, nah. Will, if you heard about it, I think if she hadn't already told Will, I don't fuck with Chris Rock, he doesn't smack him right then and there.
All right. So that's Will Smith bars.
Yeah, shout out to Will Smith for getting that bar off.
Yeah. And I think I'm tired of hearing about it already. It happened. The moment happened. David and Goliath, man. David would have been fucking unbearable if social media was around when he fucking beat that giant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Bro, stop living off this one moment, man.
If they recorded it and put it on World Star,
yeah, go smack somebody else, bro. Like,
do you have to? After you get one of those, you get one of those off, you don't have to.
I don't know. I just. Go in the boxing ring or something. Go fight somebody else, man. I'd like to see that. But stop rapping, I think. make some good party songs, but don't be rapping. Speaking about hits, let's talk about Jim Jones and Nas. Hi, you can take the lead on this one because it's hip hop based, and I'm sure you're really. Torn on this. Are you a Jim Jones fan? Let's start with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're obviously like a really heavy Nas fan in here. So
yeah, Nas is the GOAT. Nas is the GOAT MC, period. There's nobody better than Nas.
Yeah. Walk us down with this one.
So I honestly can't tell you what Jim Jones, because Jim Jones dropped an album a couple months ago. I don't know what he's promoting. I don't know why he's doing all these interviews. But for some reason, he keeps bringing up the fact that he's a better rapper than Nas.
On what grounds?
He doesn't even know because a lot of the stuff that he says isn't even true. I think it was sparked from he was on Joe and Jada's podcast, a terrible podcast by the way. But
don't be throwing shots.
He was on Joe and Jada's podcast, and they had played a clip from another podcast where I think it was a basketball player. I can't remember who it was though. Who was interviewing his nephew or somebody young in his life, and the kid is 22 years old. Basically said that Jim Jones is a better rapper than Nas, and Nas is not as relevant as Jim Jones, and I don't know any Nas songs, and Jim Jones is more popular than Nas, and blah blah blah. And Joe and Jada shows that clip to Jim Jones, and Jim Jones kind of was like, yeah, I mean, he's right. When you look at my stats and you look at Nas's stats, it's really like no competition. Look at his Billboard entries and look at my Billboard entries. So and people did that. People went and looked at the Billboard entries of Jim Jones and looked at the Billboard entries of Nas, and he's right. There was no competition because Nas has 5 times the number of Billboard entries as Jim Jones. Nas has 27 total entries on Billboard. He has 11, I think it's 11 top 200 album entries, whereas Jim Jones has 2, I believe.
I think the only thing Jim Jones had over him was one of his songs charted higher than the rest. That might have been Ballin' or something.
So what it boiled down to in Jim Jones's favor was Jim Jones's highest charting records were Jim Jones records, whereas Nas's highest charting records were features that he did. But oh wait, because again, the benefit of being 36 years old is I was there, and what I can tell you is Jim Jones' 2 songs that people know is "Pop Champagne" and "We Fly High Ballin'." Right? If you're from New York City, you know that "We Fly High" is a Max B song. When you listen to it and you know who Max B is, shout out to Max B, still locked up, but you know that that's a Max B song. That whole Ballin' thing was an ad-lib on a Max B song. And it became a Jim Jones song because Max B's paperwork wasn't right. But he still thought the record needed to go. Pop Champagne, the other record, was a Ron Browse song. And it was out for over a year in the clubs, you could download it because, it was still the MySpace era. But if you was outside at that time, you heard the Ron Browse version of Pop Champagne before anything. That song was already taken off. It only became a Jim Jones song when the music video got shot and it was like on BET. So even the 2 songs that Jim Jones is known for are not really Jim Jones songs. But neither here nor there. Those are plaques that he got, and shout out to him. But some people are saying, isn't this like the most hip hop thing? Like you're supposed to feel like you're better than people, and you're supposed to feel like you're the top dog and all that stuff. But my question is delusion? Is there a difference between having supreme confidence in yourself and like straight up delusion to the point where like you're lying about who you are and what you've done for people? Would y'all?
Well,
go ahead.
Nas ain't gonna come out and disprove it if he's just saying it. Can I read this tweet first before I also say what I'm gonna say that you posted? Somebody said, it just hit me that Jim Jones, even being a grown man that lived through the golden age of hip-hop, etc., views hip-hop through a modern-day Generation Z social media shade room DJ act-based scope. He feels like if you are not viral on social media amongst Gen Z kids, or if you are not on Kai Cenat's podcast, you are nobody in the rap world, even if you are Nas. It makes sense now. My thing is, your delusion is one way to put it, right? But there's also just like I genuinely feel like I'm better than this person, and if I have enough people agreeing with it, does that kind of make it true in one section of my hip hop? Right. What are so you said "We Fly High" and you said "Pop Champagne." You said those weren't really Jim Jones songs, but those, right, are basically known. Like, I guess he's credited. He's credited, and when people think about Jim Jones, they probably think about those songs. 2 records. Yep. What are 2 better records that Nas has than him? Like in terms of like the party records type shit.
Probably "If I Rule the World" and
Party.
So here's the thing. What like "If I Ruled the World" was a party record. Like that record.
What can they play right after? Like if they played Ballin', like what could they play like after? Like if it was a Jim Jones versus Nas versus and they played Ballin', what would you play to contest Ballin'?
Owe Me Some.
Yeah, you could play "You Owe Me." You could play "Got Yourself a Gun." You could play like I said, "If I Rule the World" was a club record. Like if you were listening to music and rap music in '96, the record sounded like that. Because Bad Boy hadn't come out yet and was taking disco records to make basically modern hits that were, the shiny suit era, as we called it.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
But like before 96, it was I love it when you call me Big Pop, but like it was like those type of records were like club records. You wouldn't play them after ball, and they would be in a different set for sure.
But my question is, because a lot of those like bars in like We Fly High and Pop Champagne, a lot of those are just like not like, they're like kind of flashy bars. They're not like, he's not actually on there like, there's nothing to really deconstruct. It's a lot of like, you know, from the title, Pop Champagne, like that's flashy. That's like, yeah, that's like party hot type things. And that's why I asked, I'm like, does Nas have anything like that? You know what I'm saying? Like
Uchiwali.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a good one. I take that before, you know, Rule the World and you know, Got Yourself a Gun. Uchiwali is a good one. What is Nas is just talking about? Like what? Like what is he talking about on there?
On
Nas
Uchiwali?
like?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Right.
That song is that song is about
you ever heard how that song starts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And then so it's that one, but even on You Owe Me, he's talking about some deeper shit. Owe me back like you owe your tax. Like he's talking about taxes on there, bro. Like
owe me back like 40 acres to blacks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
pay me back and we'll shake it like that, girl.
Yeah, it's like it's like a party song, but with deeper levels. There's somebody listening to that song, yeah, but like you're not really hearing him though. Like there's somebody that like might be at the party, like be dancing to it. You could throw some money to it, but there's still that like, oh, he's talking about like reparations, like. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some other shit on there. There's none of that in Pop Champagne and We Fly High. Right. But my point to that is just like there's probably a lot of people that just like what Jim Jones, like that type of style of rapping. It's kind of like almost like the Kendrick versus Drake thing again, right? The shit that gets the people moving versus the shit that makes. Just hear me out. Just hear me out.
I'm listening for sure.
Just hear me out. Like it's almost like that conversation in the sense that there's a lot of people that might not listen to Nas that like really enjoy Jim Jones. And so you get that section of people like, and some people might be like, yeah, that's my hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like the flashy shit, that's like, they're kind of different styles in a way. And that might be the thing that people like the most. So I don't think it's like delusion from his side. I think it's just kind of he posing the question like, yeah, I might be better than him for real.
You're asking me like is Klay Thompson a better basketball player than Kevin Durant? Because Klay Thompson can shoot more threes. Like yeah, Klay Thompson is probably a better 3-point shooter than Kevin Durant. But there's no other element in basketball in which Klay Thompson is better than Kevin Durant in any capacity. And I wouldn't even say Klay Thompson. I'd probably say like Tyler Herro or somebody like that, where it's like, okay, you're really good at this one thing, but the other issue is not. Jim Jones is also not more successful than Nas. Like in whatever realm they're in, Jim Jones is not even the premier New York club music rapper. Like let's say Nas got the.
I think he's coming on
shit.
before Nas though. In that, yeah.
No, what I'm saying from a club perspective, right?
Yeah.
But if Nas is the premier conscious rapper from New York. You understand what I'm saying? So if are you putting Jim Jones on before Pop Smoke?
It depends on what the era is. Pop Smoke might come on if we're in that era, but when we go back to like that 2000s, you know, like classics, the things that people know that will get them moving. Yeah, I feel like that might be the time to put that on.
I mean, that's very. I mean, if what you're saying, say that again. If you're
like, he said what I put on Pop Smoke versus Jim Jones. Like, yeah, I think there's like the way that I view like DJing and the way of mixing things like that. If that's the time to put that on, like We Fly High is a good song to get people moving and get people like, you know, like it's recognizable thing. The whole balling thing is like, yeah, you need that kind of like.
Is it bigger than In the Club?
Huh?
Is it bigger than In the Club?
No.
No, absolutely not.
Lean Back?
No.
Well, yeah. Actually, yeah, I think so. I
think Ballin' has stood the test of time better than Lean Back has, especially outside of New York specifically. I hear, you know, Ballin' out here. I'll hear Ballin' when I'm over in LA. like at a bar or out here when I'm at like a a nice like black club down here because there's a lot of Latin spots out here. I don't ever hear Lean Back anywhere outside of like the Latin. Maybe when I was living in New Jersey still.
What about some of the like Fabulous joints?
They don't play much Fab out here. But in general, not really, bro. Like,
my thing is, We Stay Fly feels more like
Ja's like a party rapper though.
We Stay Fly feels more like general than like Lean Back does. Like We Stay Fly has like I said, the whole balling thing. Lean Back has the thing too, but I feel like a lot of those bars aren't really like. I don't know. Like it's harder to recognize them than in like We Stay Fly. But keep going. What other song you got?
I Just Want to Love You, Jay-Z, Pharrell.
That song specifically, I'm probably playing Jim Jones first.
Over.
I Just Want to Love You,
baby. Really?
To get people going, I think so.
Okay. All right.
Because everybody's gonna say ballin'. I'm not sure everybody knows all those lyrics from that song.
And even if you don't know it,
all you gotta know how to say is ballin', bro,
exactly.
and do this.
Yeah, even if you don't like,
there's like engagement in it.
Yeah,
see,
it's like
I don't want to.
It's like the swag surfing. It's like swag surfing, right? Like if you see people doing it, you're gonna get into it. Even if you've never seen that shit before, you might be interested in it. It's like a ritual kind of thing.
So from a DJ standpoint,
and Nas don't got none of those. That's what I'm saying.
Right. No, Nas doesn't have any of those, but that wasn't my point. I'm talking about him in his field and Nas in his field. Let's say they play two different sports, right? We talking about Kobe versus Adrian Peterson. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about two completely different sports. Jim Jones is not in the top 5 best New York club record makers, song makers. Nas is 100% the top guy at what he does in his field. So Jim Jones isn't even as successful at what he does well as Nas is at what he does well. That's more. But
but both things can be true in the fact that can be true, but it also can be true that even if Nas in his field is higher and ranked higher than Jim Jones in his field, that doesn't mean that if Nas went over the Jim Jones field that he could, keep up with the same people in that category with the Ja Rules and the 50s in them.
There's data. So You Owe Me, I would say You Owe Me is probably Nas's biggest personal record. Reached number 13 on the Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop charts, number 59 on the Hot 100.
Right, but
Jim Jones,
to your same point, You Owe Me very much could be a Genuine song.
No, that's a Nas record.
The one parts of You Owe Me Something, that whole hook, that's Genuine. A lot of the parts that people know about that song is like that's Genuine, bro. Like the catchy part, like the catchy part of it all, like that's all Genuine.
I feel like a lot of people will fuck up the lyrics to the Nas part. Owe me back, like you owe, like they fuck it up. They saying the wrong words and shit.
Okay, so
I'd give you that.
Okay, so what Jim Jones record? Name 5 Jim Jones songs.
See, no.
Because it's like, oh yeah, I know that one part of that one song that like we know Pitbull songs that makes Pitbull a bigger or better rapper than Jay-Z or Nas or the like
argument is that
MF Doom.
The argument is that some people might say, yeah, Pitbull is a better rapper.
Okay, right.
That's somebody down here, they gonna say Pitbull.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide. You ask 100 people in Miami who was a better rapper, Pitbull or Nas, 75% of them.
Right.
Maybe so there's no objective. 85% of them.
So to y'all, there's no objective truths when it comes to music.
Not in art. It's all about like it's timing and preference, bro. Like it's just that's why it's like the whole the competitive part of it all. You have the right to say that, and if you can prove it, like if we can put on your record in a club or in a space, not even a club, but just in a space.
That's the
Hold
thing.
on, I just say in a club.
No. Wait.
Let me get it off.
I don't want you to get it off. I don't because I want to stop you there.
You don't know where I'm going with it.
I don't. Because that part is not as important. In I want to know Why do we default to the club every time we talk about hip hop?
I didn't. I said take club out of it.
What?
I was taking club
No,
out
no.
of it. I said
No, no,
in,
no,
a, in a
let's-
space.
but I don't
in
wanna-
a general,
I don't wanna
like,
take it- I don't
doesn't
wanna
have to be
take
in
it
a
out of
club.
it.
It could be daytime in a
Because
space.
are they
What's
playing-
going to get people moving? What's going to move people the most in that moment? Is it going to
they
be
playing-
something that people got to think deeper into, or is it going to be something that people like can move to and groove to and really genuinely enjoy? Now I will say, like, Ballin' coming on, right? And maybe was it not a song with AZ. Life's a Bitch. Like, really hot song, popular song. Probably one of the people say that's like one of the best features of in rap music ever. You know, AZ on there. But if that comes on versus Ballin', there's probably some sort of competition, but those are very different songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, one is a song that you can like dance to, vibe to, and you don't have to like engage with fully to like have a good time or like just be in the moment. And one is like a very like, I like what I'm hearing, I like what I'm feeling, but you might miss the whole point of the song.
Who's Alex Warren?
Alex
Y'all
Warren.
know who that is?
Nah.
Sabrina. Okay, y'all know Sabrina Carpenter's song "Man Child," and I assume y'all know the Morgan Wallen song "What I Want."
No,
right?
I don't know nothing about no Morgan Wallen.
Okay. Are they playing Sabrina Carpenter in the club? I don't know. I don't go to the clubs where they play Sabrina Carpenter, but are they playing Sabrina Carpenter in the club?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Espresso? Have you heard Espresso?
Go to WeHo. Go to West Hollywood. They should be out there.
They playing that. They playing "Die with a Smile" by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars in the club.
No.
That's a club record.
No, it's not.
"Lose Control" by Teddy Swims is a club record.
Is it?
Is it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Is "Mutt" by Leon Thomas a club record?
It can be.
You
I've
might
heard
hear
a
it
lot
outside.
of
Yeah.
I've
Outside or in a club?
Yeah, like you hear it in the club.
In a club? No. At a bar club? Yes.
"Birds of a Feather," Billie Eilish.
They'll mix that with some shit.
Okay. Some Chapel Roan. They play Chapel Roan in the club.
Yeah.
Not no clubs I go to, but I'm sure in West Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, they probably.
West Hollywood or Orlando, absolutely. Go to one. Oh hell,
to
uh,
yeah. You go to a gay club or one of these like
Hot to go.
Damn, what do they call those clubs? The like I don't know what they call them. But if you go to like our house and or Candy on Ocean Drive where they have like the drag shows, hell yes, they're playing Chaperone.
Or them burlesque shows or something like that. Like
So that's what I was thinking of. The burlesque shows.
It's not a club. I just feel like
It's not, but
it's
you go to
it's
space?
only with
Yo,
hip
yeah, they're
hop.
playing it at space.
It's like only with hip hop. It's mostly with hip hop, shall we say, that you're not successful if they don't play you in the club.
But I thought we were talking about club hits or club bangers specifically.
No.
so-
We're talking about Billboard position. I was talking about Billboard position.
I was
That's
talking
what he
about
said.
positioning of like the things that people will like the argument that he has. Like he has an argument there. Like you're saying that it's delusion, but I'm saying that it might not be fully delusion. He might actually think that like
Well, he was actually just wrong about the Billboard entries thing. So like that's
Okay.
not true. Like
Yeah.
that's an objective falsehood. Like so like you can take one thing that he said that was completely untrue off the table. There's no Billboard entry world in which he has more Billboard entries or higher charting singles or more hit records or more sold albums, nothing. Nas has won a Grammy in the last 5 years. Jim Jones has not had a top 100 album in the last 5 years, and Jim Jones has dropped more music than Nas has. He's dropped more songs, more actual songs than Nas has in the last 5 years. Nas has top 10 records since 2019. Jim Jones is talking about, oh, he's not my era. Nas was hot when I was in high school. Nas was in high school when when you were in high school. Y'all niggas is 3 years apart. Y'all went to high school at the same time. Nas dropped his first album when he was 17. So you can't say, yo, he was hot when I was in 11th grade. He was in 12th, nigga. What are you talking about? Like, again, this is the part that's like delusion. Because you not being hot until you was 30 has nothing to do with Nas being like, not in your era. Y'all niggas is damn near the same age. this is the part that's delusion to me, and this is why I brought up the word delusion, because people were talking about Joey Badass talking to Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar and Joey Badass are closer in stats than Nas and Jim Jones are. So if Joey wasn't delusional, if Joey was delusional, which a lot of people said, Kendrick could never respond to Joey Badass. Who the fuck is Jim Jones? Jim Jones has not had a charting song since 2007, and Nas has. Sorry, 2009. But Nas has. He's had top 10 albums since 2008. Jim Jones has not. What are we talking about?
So, but do you think that
I was
Jim
just
Jones
speaking
is
more
capable?
so to the club album.
Do you think that Jim Jones is capable of getting another chart record? And do you think that it would be a bigger record than a Nas record these days?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Jim Jones is capable, and he has over the last few years. I forgot which one exactly it was that he did with Harry Fraud, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Capo was it? Maybe one with the skull in the front?
I don't think
it
was a Capo. It was something else.
I think the name on there was a name on a song, and it was Capo. But you know what with the skull on it. I loved it. I loved that album. But he doesn't make music that's gonna chart nowadays. I'm sorry. Like that era where Dipset was the hottest thing in New York and everything that they drive, and you're attached to everything that Kim and and Joel's does. Like those days are over, bro. You're running solo now. Doesn't even seem like you guys fuck with each other. It seems, and not for nothing, that whole versus thing really didn't do them any favors.
Did not.
Now, if Dipset wins that versus the way that the Locks won, maybe my answer might be different. Maybe, but that's not how it went. And I think since then he's been dropping great music, but it's not sticking with anybody else outside of New York.
And let's take it a step further since we're talking modern.
This could be the last point, I think.
This would be the last one because I don't think there's anything else to dispute about it. We Fly High has 45 million streams on Spotify to this date, right? Clearly his biggest record.
Mm-hmm.
New York State of Mind has 348 million streams. If I Ruled the World has 310 million. The World Is Yours has 203 million. Nas's Like has 138 million. Nas has 9.2 million monthly listeners. Jim Jones has 860,000 monthly listeners. So when you talk about what's happening now, there's no world in which Nas and Jim Jones are in the same category.
Okay.
That's today. That's this month in June of 2025 for a nigga that came out in 1992.
Word up. Great discussion. I like that. Let's talk about this Drake and Carti leak. I hate reviewing songs like this because the quality just be so bad, and as a sound guy, it kind of hurts to listen to. But we can listen to it. It's a song that it sounds like it premiered in like a club or something, Yeah,
I think the producer, which is kind of crazy to me because I've never heard of this producer, but he played the record in the club, and I feel like that's kind of crazy.
Oh, you never heard of Swamp Izzo?
Nah.
I think
maybe I've heard his.
Didn't he produce Good Credit?
You've heard his awful tags before, probably.
Swamp
Yeah,
Izzo.
if he's one of Carti's main guys, I just didn't know it was him, I guess.
Yeah. So it premiered I guess a club in Atlanta, right? Is that what it was? Mm-hmm. And I like I said, I don't really like hearing songs like this, but we can listen to it just to kind of get an idea of what they're doing. But it's Drake and Playboi Carti, little snippet. So let's listen to that and have some feelings, have a talk about it.
Sliding around, look at the things I never found. Pop pink ring, girl, I get around. See, I remember that's all now.
That just sound good. I'm curious to how Carti ruined it.
You think Carti's gonna come on there and ruin it somehow?
I think so.
My frozen.
Come with the vat.
What? I love that snippet.
Yeah.
Y'all know that I've been extremely critical of the music that Drake has been putting out in the last year or so. Again, my critique came in before the Kendrick thing. I'm a Drake fan, but I'm a fan of good music. I'm not just a stan that's just gonna roll with whoever, whatever he's doing with anything. It's still got to be good. So, when I hear this snippet, I'm excited. I think this sounds like a great record. And I know that there was some talk about Iceman having a heater on it or like a bomb or whatever. If that's it, I might roll. I might be rolling with it.
Mm-hmm.
I might be rolling with it. So I think I'm excited to hear that full record because that sounds like the Drake that I like and I miss.
According to all the rumors, this was actually supposed to be on I Am Music, Playboi Carti's album. And what the streets are saying, and this is I think Academics had said this a few months ago also, that he said he had heard a Playboi Carti Drake song supposed to be on I Am Music, but when Kendrick came on as executive producer, he kind of blocked the whole thing from happening. And then he made it seem like, oh, he heard that sample and that's how he got Luther. I don't know how they made that connection really.
Yeah, that seems like a reach to me.
Yeah.
I don't like the sample though. Like it seems too overpowering.
I knew you would say that.
How?
I knew you would say that.
What do you mean? It does. It's too much over. Like it seems like the sample over the other vocals.
The whole record. Yeah. So like to me, I don't mind it. I think my favorite thing now actually is when someone already flipped a sample and that record is really popular. Like obviously Slow Jams, right?
Yeah.
And if you flip it in a modern way and you kind of like not even have the same idea, but just I think it's brave, right? I think most producers are trying to.
Can you play the drop again on that? Did it have like that Carti feel to it? Like did it have like guitar strings or anything?
No, I think it was just a straight 808 drop. But
I'm gonna play it like this. Brave is again. We got two words. We got delusional and we got brave. Like these two words. Like brave is one thing because I think the word that you're looking for is bad.
I don't think so.
Because I think that the instrumental itself isn't really jarring. Like the sample of it isn't really like it's not doing it for me as much. It just feels like they're just like dropping it on top of like drill type beats, you know, which is like
that's what I knew you'd say.
Yeah.
We definitely would have to hear like a CD quality version because this is like at a stadium.
Yeah, this is like a really.
Yeah, I already. Yeah, maybe that's it too because I don't like it because of that, but I also just don't like. It doesn't sound appealing to me as much. But yeah, it was.
You rather just go listen to Luther?
Even through this clip, that sounds like the sample. I don't know, bro. That sample is laid down there pretty nice. Because typically, even through like speakers and given, this is like shot through phone footage that we're listening through. Like I feel like when you're live at a concert, the beat really is driven up there. Like, it's really like, maybe it's the way that the DJ or, the engineers at the venue set up the speakers or whatever, or even the type of speaker that it is. But a lot of the time, the music outside of the lyrics, that shit really be hitting harder than the lyrics do. So for Drake, not only Drake, but for the 808s and all those like you trap like beats to be still layered in nicely, I feel like, where it doesn't really sound like it's layered on top. It sounds like it's kind of embedded in between, and I like that.
Here's my other issue though. I feel like I've kind of gained a taste for what I want to hear over like drill records as well. I really like Cash Cobain and like, you know, what's that homie's name? I think his name is Vontae the singer, like those types of things. They have like really good like the fast type of style of rapping over it that I kind of like. I don't know if I'm liking Drake over those types of records either, to be honest with you. Like that's probably what it is.
Okay, I can hear that. I can understand that.
I'm kind of like into just like the style that these other younger cats have created instead of hearing like what Drake sounds like over this, you know? Like that's kind of my thing. It's very different. It's a clear difference in,
I mean, to be clear,
coolness to me. And also just how it sounds, I think.
To be clear, that is exactly the same flow as I know you got a guy, he's not a
Rich
guy
Baby
to
Daddy.
me, just take a ride with me. Ride for me.
Which is like a house type of song, you know, which is cool.
He again, it's always about the marriage.
Because
I wasn't a big fan of Rich Baby Daddy, right?
I love that song. I texted y'all that night. I said, yo,
but him doing that over those like triplet 808, I mean those triplet 808 hi-hats and like that kind of sample, to me it fits better. Like we just disagree on that. I think it fits better on this type of production because that like it to me it all works together. It's always about the marriage. I think Drake has been making terrible songs, like period. That Tumaza shit is fucking horrible. A lot of the other records that he's
I just heard that shit. That is the stop linking up with Smiley.
Yeah, bro. It's bad.
We got some Kendrick leaks
Word.
to be on Chains and Whips by I don't kind of like that name or kind of like I really don't like that title, to be honest with you. But we got it on Clipse album coming up. It was a leaked. Again, this was the same thing when this first leaked. I wasn't crazy about the audio quality of it because it was like recorded off a phone at like a show in I think in Paris. It was the Clipse and Pharrell and they were like dancing to it or something like that. And there's a Kendrick verse on there, so we don't have to listen to that because YouTube will flag it or everywhere else will flag it. So because it's like you know closer to being out. But when I did hear like the closer to the realer version, like the CD quality type version, I was really excited. I was really excited to hear what he was doing, especially because it was a minute long and it sounded like there was something that came before it, and it sounds like there's something that comes after it. So, you know, he's really talking his shit. I fucked with the rhyme scheme of it all. I really like what he was talking about on there. And I'm excited to hear him like next to Clipse. You know, we heard a little bit of this track already. I'm pretty sure there's like already 2 minutes that exist of this track.
Yeah. Because the first part had gotten leaked months ago.
Yeah. So we kind of already know. I don't know if they've like added any more to it or if they've like just kind of kept that and added this verse to it. But either way, it's sounding pretty good to me. So I'm excited to hear the rest of it, you know, when it comes out. But I'm also like, I kind of don't want to hear any more. Like I'm ready just for the album, and I know we probably won't get that much more because it's coming out in like 2 weeks. But I kind of don't want to. I don't want any more. Like I don't want any. Like at this point, it's almost like you're gonna drop all the snippets of the full album before we even hear the full album, you know, in its entirety and cohesion. So I think I'm good. Like that's about 4 tracks that I've heard so far because there's also been a Nas leak. And I think I'm okay. I think we could probably stop with.
You seen enough trailers?
Yeah. I think I'm good. We got 2 full songs, and now we have 2 leaks.
One's still not on streaming, by the way.
Yeah.
So be it is still not on streaming.
Technically 3, because they only released that because it got leaked, right?
Yeah, exactly. But there was a whole video. I don't believe that because there was a whole video attached to it.
Well, given that there was a video behind it, it's easy to say like videos. I don't know how long that video took to make, especially because it was shot in film. If that shit was in making for a long time, it's possible that it could have been leaked while it was in post-production and they kind of just put it out as soon as possible, finished up, put the final touches on it, and put it out ASAP. I didn't see any leaks though. Like was the video about to leak or the song leaked or?
I didn't see it either. I just saw the drop. And
talk about the Funk's Flex thing, because the first quality of it all, like it wasn't good quality, you know, and so they decided like, yeah, we might as well just drop it. That's just the rumor, right? Of if that's how it happened. Like Flex played it, and then they decided, hey, we're gonna just put this out now. You know, if people want this, enough people tuned in, like let's drop a quality. Honestly, it might have been that maybe people were kind of doubting it based off the Flex thing. I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really like it that much off of that, but it has grown on me now that like the better quality is out. I will say, and I did like Ace Trumpets more, but now I'm starting to. So B is starting to grow on me a little bit more. Then
in terms of their rollout, I'm curious because at the start of this whole rollout, they got dropped. So part of me believes that that was part of the rollout, them getting dropped. And then it also makes me think because they're having a phenomenal rollout. They just released their Colors performance. And of doing Ace Trumpets, so you know they're still in that single. They're still riding off of that single a little bit.
I have a take about that too. That I'll get to.
I'm curious how this rollout would look if they had their label support, or if they were ever going to get any support at all, and like what this rollout could have been like,
or when this dropped when they were supposed to drop.
Yeah,
would they have still gotten dropped? Like, if this album was supposed to come out a while ago. Like, then how did the label decide, yeah, now we're going to drop you? It does feel kind of like timely and intentional.
So this is my thing. I have loved every minute of the rollout. I love every interview, every clip.
I love,
all the leaks going to DJs. Voices, honestly, when we used to talk about something being viral, we weren't just talking about it being popular on social media. We were talking about having to interact with it and engage with it in a different way. You Googled into your phone to find those records. Like, that's how you found it. You had to go on YouTube and type in Ace Trumpets Clipse, right? That's viral. It's not just scrolling on your timeline and it just pops up on your For You page because that's what everyone's talking about. There's an element of like secret club, right? That hip hop kind of has had. Like, you know, back then it was you got to have your radio, you got to have your tape player ready so that when Otis drops on Funk Flex, you get to record it, and now you're the only one on the block with that song. Or if you was the only one with the computer that had high-speed internet, you could download whole albums, and then you giving out the CD to the whole hood. Like that's what it meant to have engagement. What they're doing, putting it in all these different places, you got to go looking for it. And what better proof that of their relevance, of their like pulse on music and pulse on like how this stuff gets disseminated than what this rollout has been. We've talked about people being plants. We've talked about artists. Oh, they're forcing these artists down our throats. Blah blah blah. You got to go looking for this clip shit. If you didn't want to hear it, you didn't have to. It would like it's not everywhere. It's only where you want it to be. So like this is like almost like a reverse Uno card on what most people are doing with their rollouts, and that's why I feel so organic, because it requires you to go do something if you want to mess with the records, if you want to see the clips, if you want to see the interviews. You don't necessarily got to pull up I've never heard of the New York Times pop interview thing. I didn't know that was a series, and I know some people have done the Color Show, so you might already be following the Color Show. But when they drop Ace Trumpets on the Color Show, you're gonna go to the Color Show page. And it's just it just feels more organic. I'm not against them dropping multiple records either, because as D was getting to, I don't think people would be talking about this album if it was just a release date and like a cover art and then it just dropped. Like surprise drops used to not be a thing. Not knowing who the features was used to not be a thing. That used to be the way people promote. And it seems like now, and in diss records too, by the way, like somebody got dissed on their album, you wasn't gonna hear from that rapper the next day or in 24 hours or nothing like that. You was gonna hear them whenever they had a rollout. Like Ether came out like a week before Stillmatic came out. Takeover came out like a year and a half before that. Like you didn't hear anything from Nas. Maybe it was a couple things on the mixtapes, but yeah, this is when you're supposed to talk about stuff because you're building promo for your album. So,
but like, how many tracks on Illmatic? Like 10? Like it's not that many, right? Like how many tracks?
On Illmatic 10, but there was
10.
no rollout for it.
But that's like but that's what I'm saying. Like that's like before Illmatic comes out, three tracks come out, and then he teases 2 more. It's like has half the album already.
Sure, but I don't.
It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same complaints that people have about movies, where it's like, do I have to go see this movie? Yeah, dropping all the clips online.
So I have the sneaking suspicion that they have not shown their hand, and everything that they've done for
it's 13 tracks, right? How many tracks are? It's not a long album. I don't think.
I don't believe nothing about. I know people have heard the album. I don't. Well, first of all, the one feature that nobody's talking about is the Jay-Z feature because people still will not acknowledge whether or not there is a Jay-Z feature.
I feel like there's a reason for that. I feel like he could probably pull it if you get too hot about it. I think you have there's like an unspoken agreement that like, let's put it out. Like don't leak it. If I hear anything about this, if there's moles in the operation, then I'm not gonna let you put it out kind of thing.
But that's kind of my point. I think everything that they've released is intentional. Therefore, I don't think they're showing everything. Because why would you spoil the album like that? Unless it's not being spoiled by what you're releasing.
But would Hove be like the surprise that makes everybody kind of listen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hove is on a put again. It definitely matters about what he says. But anytime Hove shows up, the Hove stimulus package and the Drake stimulus package are like, it depends on the audience, obviously. But there are people who will not listen to your album that will only listen to your album because they know that there's a Jay-Z feature on it.
You know what I would like?
What's that?
Not just a whole feature, but the Carters.
Might be.
He was on stage with B. Obviously people was on here dissing their kids and their marriage and like just them in general. B might have some shit to say, maybe.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. Hove's gonna get fucking filthy. Things change after July 12th. I think the album being called Let God Sort 'Em Out is so apropos to what they're about to do on this album. That's just and even that concept is just like so exciting to have like that idea of like, bro, this is called anticipation. This is what anticipation looks like.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Yeah.
I'm excited though. I didn't hear the Nas one in its entirety, but there was like a beat change during this part. So, and like I said, there was no like good quality version of that came out. So I didn't really tap in.
Honestly, I don't remember it. I listened to it and I listened to it twice, but I don't remember it. So
yeah,
that's probably because the quality was so low.
Yeah, we can wait for that. But also, quick little note about the Color show. I hope Malice is ready for like this tour because for some reason I don't know if it was the Colors like engineers or what but it seemed like he was a little like delayed or like just not on beat. Push was definitely more in that pocket, and probably because he's been performing more frequently, I guess. But I really hope Malice is kind of like ready for these tours and stuff and being on stage and doing all these shows and stuff because he wasn't catching the beat. It was very like let it tell it. Like it seems like Push got the better of him on the Colors. Like if that was how they dropped the shit at first, I feel like I'd be like, Malice was alright, But on the official release, I liked Malice better. But I just hope he's ready for these shows, man. Like because if he sounded like that during the live shows, it might not hit. So I hope he's getting trained up for that because I would like to see them win. I'd like to see them do well live. So speaking of about live shows, you want to hit us up with the R&B The R&B tours.
Oh yeah. So it was announced this week. And I'm actually pretty excited about this, that Monica and Brandy have apparently put their feud aside. Did y'all know they was feuding?
No.
Nope.
But
I found that interesting. But
the
they
boy
put
is
their
this like the
feud
Boy Is
aside
Mine tour or something like that?
Oh,
for the Boy Is Mine tour.
isn't that what they were beefing over originally? Actually, that
See,
song.
I've always heard that rumor, and I did not know whether or not it was true.
Yeah, because wasn't it like the Boy Is Mine was both of theirs, or wasn't it like two different releases? Was that what it was? Like, whose song is that?
I want to say Brandy's. I could be wrong.
I think
though.
it's both of their songs. I think it was on both of their albums.
Yeah.
But who came out first?
I'm Googling that. No.
I'm pretty sure the song just came out with both of them. It's always been Brandy and Monica.
Brandy and Monica.
Yeah.
But when you look at the overview, it says Monica and Brandy.
Right.
Whose album dropped first? Like with the
Studio
song
album Never Say Never. It's on it's on Never Say Never, but
right.
Yeah, it says
It's
Brandy
on the, it's
and
on,
Monica
yeah.
song.
It's on Never Say Never. So I guess that's a Brandy song. I don't recall a Monica album that had that song on it.
But when it says Brandy's single chronology, The Boy Is Mine is there, but Monica's singles chronology, The Boy Is Mine is also there.
Yeah, but it's not on the album though. Like I think whoever album it's on is the
That's ownership right there. That's ownership in my opinion.
The song is mine. Whose song is it, man?
Yeah. I mean, you raise a good point. I can't really confirm.
Hold on, because look, The Boy Is Mine is the second studio album by American singer Monica. This came out in 1998 as well, July 14th.
It is a whole album.
Yeah, and it's the second track, Duet with Brandy.
And that has
oh shit.
Angel
Okay,
of
so
Mine and, yeah, okay, there was beef for sure.
okay,
There was
and
clearly
then on
beef.
Never Say Never 98, which came out in May 97. Wait,
Brandy's came out
June.
first.
Yeah, hers came out in June. And
then
it's
Monica's
track
came out in
Monica's came out in July. Yeah.
And it's track number 3. What the fuck? Hold
bro.
on. Wait.
Shit is wicked.
Is it so?
But
is
if
it,
you look on the Spotify, The Boy Is Mine, Brandy's name is listed first.
but
Even on her album.
on Brandy on the Monica's album?
No, on Monica's album, The Boy Is Mine album. If you look at The Boy Is Mine, Brandy's name is
listed.
first.
Yeah.
Every other song, even with a feature, Monica's name is first.
Yeah, that's Brandy's song, man. That's Brandy's song for sure.
But how could she let that happen? Like how could it be on Spotify and Brandy's name comes first on your album?
Let's keep it going. Executive producers for Monica's album was Clive Davis, and on Brandy's album, her executive producer for that album was
Bro, the cover art is Brandy, even on Monica's album. If you go to The Boy Is Mine, if you go to her The Boy Is Mine album, right, and you play the song off of The Boy Is Mine album, it puts up Brandy's picture still.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Brandy's song.
Brandy's song. Bro.
That's crazy. Almost like she was like, you can't have that song. Like if they didn't come to an agreement, they would have graded out, and you wouldn't have been able to play it from her
wouldn't have
album.
been able to play it.
The only way you're gonna be able to put this on your album is if it's from my album.
What's Monica's real name?
Monica.
She didn't even write the song.
She did.
She-
Yeah,
she
Brandy's
don't got no writing
Brandy's got
credits.
writing credits. Yeah, Brandy's got writing credits on it. Okay, so
And
Well,
producer credits,
all right,
yeah.
so now we're gonna get to it because I wasn't really outside
She's
when
the
song
third
came out.
name listed. Oh, well, it might be alphabetical order, but in the performed by, she's after this nigga Chris.
Who made
I
this
don't hear
song
one-
hot?
who made the song hot? It would have had to been Brandy. I think it would have been Brandy. I think Brandy's a bigger act.
Intro, Brandy and Monica. Brandy did the chorus, and then Brandy and Monica are both in verse 1.
Yeah, they go back and forth, right?
Back and forth. Yeah.
All song. Who got the better line?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who got the? Well,
But
I
it
like,
don't
I
matter
like the
because
chorus.
Brandy wrote them.
It's pretty hard, man. It's a great song.
I'm pretty sure in music rules, the writer has more ownership. No.
Okay, so honestly, this is a good because we didn't even cover the whole Pusha T writing Kanye songs.
Right.
So
That's true.
we can kind of loop this conversation in, right? So Push wrote those verses for Kanye.
Yep.
Kanye performed them. Those are probably off the grid. Life of the Party is one of my favorite Kanye songs probably ever past, all the other oldies and stuff like that. Like Life of the Party is a really great song. But I didn't know that Push wrote it. I don't know if it changes that much for me because hearing Push do it, I know it was probably just like a reference, but hearing him do it, it didn't have the same feeling to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it being performed by Ye, it was really good to me. So maybe there's a world where this, even Brandy wrote this song. Brandy's she's been tough. Everybody always, the R&B people know. The R&B corner knows Brandy is that girl. Always has been, right? Pen's always been crazy. But the success, right? And just like the ability to make the song hotter might have not been there had she been by herself. Maybe. Like, what was Monica's contribution that made this such a big deal to where, like, I want to put this on my album?
So it would have had to been based on where they were and what spots were they in. Brandy was coming off of, Monica was coming off of one album, Miss Thing. It had pretty good.
And Brandy was coming off her
traction.
debut, like her named self-titled album, wasn't she? Or
I feel like that was.
But that was like 4 years. That was like 4 years prior.
Yeah, but I feel like Brandy
debut was 94.
Brandy's first album was 94. Yeah, so they were actually pretty much in the same spot.
Yeah.
But I think Brandy was even after that first album, even before the first album. I think the word in the industry was that Brandy's going to be the next. Like she
was acting too, right? Was she acting before the music?
I don't know.
I think she was. I think
she was in what was the show she was in?
Moesha. That was
Moesha. Okay, when did that come out? Because I'm just thinking about because she was just a star. Like she was.
Yeah.
So Moesha was in 1996. So the album came. You said.
Oh no, she was acting in 93. So it was right around the same time.
Okay, but Moesha's when she got hot, right? I don't know what she was in. Like.
No, that's Brandy's song, bro. She did Cinderella in 97, a year before the song. That's Brandy's song.
Yeah. That's Brandy's song. If you wrote it for me, why are you trying to take it and put it on your album? If you wrote it for me, maybe she didn't write it for her.
Then why is it on both of their albums? How was she able to not say, "Oh, you can't put this on your album. I'm going to put it on my album"? What happened there?
Okay.
Are they signed to the same label? If they are, I could totally see a world where the label sees like, oh, we could benefit by putting them on both albums.
They're not. So Brandy was on Atlantic and Monica was on Arista at the time. And then J Records with Clive Davis. So Brandy was on a bigger thing. Brandy's album that has The Boy Is Mine on it, 5 times platinum. Monica, 3 times platinum.
That was supposed to be her song, man. You don't call your album "The Boy Is Mine" if that wasn't supposed to be your song. I think there was some miscommunication in that for sure.
Yeah. There must have been, honestly.
Because I don't know about you, I don't even know any of these other songs on this Monica album. The First Night, Angel of Mine, Inside, Street Symphony.
Angel of Mine and The First Night were pretty big records. Actually, that would have been, bro. We would have been in VA around the time that I should make a move, but I won't. Sometimes something is wrong.
For me, it comes in at After the Storm. That's where Monica's. For me, that's where she started.
Oh yeah,
in 03.
You were like 1, bro.
Yeah,
my bad.
Yeah, it's all good.
My bad, bro.
It's okay. But there's something there. But that's what I'm saying. Like something got. I think wires got crossed. And
wires definitely got crossed.
And since Brandy's came out first, there was probably something that happened where it's like, I feel like we need like I feel like we need like label people or like contract people in here to have this discussion, because this definitely feels like, if I had to take a guess, Monica had some sort of rights to it. Maybe some paperwork had been done, right, about this song, and
somebody
the single
release
release?
like, nope, this is too big.
Because I would think that if the song came out, if they dropped that first before the album came out, and Brandy saw its success, there is a world where she's like, nah, this.
But she just snatches it back.
Yeah, this is. I need this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna drop this because I wrote this. I'll write you something else, but this is mine. And Monica's like, no, this is mine. And then it just became theirs, I guess. So,
yeah.
So if that's why they're beefing, then cool.
I mean, but even then, that would have been like a 25-year-old beef. So the fact that they're still like hot about it.
That's a pretty big thing though. Like, because now what's the royalties? What's them payments looking like?
Yeah.
Do they both get royalties? Split down the middle?
So The Boy Is Mine is inspired by... Oh, I'm muted.
No, just talking into the mic.
So The Boy Is Mine by Brandy and Monica is actually inspired, and was demoed by Monica. Was inspired by Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney's collaboration, The Girl Is Mine.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. Paul McCartney song, by the way.
So I guess... Was it? It was not on both?
No, it was on Michael Jackson's album, but it was definitely written by Paul McCartney.
Okay, I'm trying to find. So apparently there was no real like beef between them. Like anything that happened, it was just like media driven. And they said they let it get to their heads, but nothing actually happened between them. It, from what I'm reading, had nothing to do with the rights of the song or anything like that. It seemed like it was just supposed to be for both of them.
It's good publicity.
So that's the thing, because the tour announcement came with Brandy and Monica have settled their differences. So it was like, wait, like what? What y'all was really mad at each other? Because we didn't know that. So apparently there was real static about it.
Did Brandy do a versus?
They did it together.
I think they did
was
together.
them too?
Brandy versus Monica.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure Brandy smoked her, but
I can't remember. I don't know if
It's
I
not
watched them.
talked about, so that's a good guess.
Is there a concert where two artists that like would make sense to work together, but you just don't think they'll ever do it?
So artists that have never worked together, but you would like to see them go on tour together?
Tour specifically. You know, I know for Tia to be like K-Tronada and Thundercat. Like just seeing both of them in the same.
They would do that though.
I feel like I would love to see Kendrick. I would love to see a Kendrick and Cole tour. I don't think that would ever happen.
That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he blew his load. He chose Drake.
Yeah, he chose Drake. It's over. But that would have been crazy to see. You know, or like the all girls rap tour that we never got. The ladies' night, Cardi,
Nicki,
Meg,
yeah.
Nikki.
That's too much.
You know what I mean?
That's too many hoes. Too much.
That shit, yeah, it would be a fight at every city.
Yeah.
It would be oh my God, it would be a shooting at every single venue.
That's too much.
If that actually happened.
That's too much. Between the stands, like the different types of stands. That's way too much.
Different crews.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. It'd
See,
be over.
this is actually we need this to happen so the world can see how crazy these stands actually are. I won't say women. I'll say stands. How crazy these stands actually are. People be like, yo, men are so aggressive. But then you see them stands out there, man.
Yeah.
Claw each other's eyes out. I saw a fight at the Cali Uchis concert.
Damn.
Really? Over what?
And they was in there. I don't know. They was in there. They was in there though. They was just in there. People, they be fighting. But yeah, bro, all them girls, hell no. Get that out of here. I feel like it would have been cool to see like they make like ultimately different types of rap now a little bit, but it would have been cool to see Tyler and Earl like do their own separate, like as their separate entities or something like that, you know?
You don't think they will at some point?
Nah.
They're too like.
I don't think Earl wants to do no shit like that. I think it's more so on his end.
Earl feels like he wants to stay underground.
I don't want to just cut it off, but like as an aside, when we get to the end, did y'all see the JPEG Mafia comments about Earl?
Oh no,
no. Okay.
I think I saw it, but remind me.
Well, he said like niggas like Earl make the same song. It was something him, Earl, and somebody else make the same song 30-something times, and niggas act like it's the greatest shit in the world. It was something to that effect.
Untrue, by the way. Okay. I don't believe that's true. But JPEG Mafia, he's known for just causing like or just talking shit or doing some sort of controversial thing when he has a drop coming. So that's whatever. Cool.
This is gonna sound like a crazy combination. The one that I had, very random, but these are two very energetic, some of the greatest live performers I've seen go. One, of course, being Tyler. Super energetic. He has that athleticism to him still. He can still jump around. He has voice control. And he knows how to create a setting. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, I think, very familiar with him, especially like, I could see them, especially with how his music videos were and where Tyler's brain can go. Him and Busta Rhymes. As interesting as a combination would be, I've seen Busta Rhymes perform twice now. Not in his prime, by the way. And this is maybe 2010, 2011. So he's also not like, you know, where he's at now. He has the best voice control I've ever seen in my entire life. He did Break Your Neck 3 times in a row. No beat. Spliff Star just going like this next to him. Bro, unmatched. For it being just him and Spliff up there, what he was able to do with that crowd that day was incredible. So I can only imagine Busta Rhymes in his prime with Tyler, the Creator, the type of stuff that they can come up with together, I think would be fucking insane, just from an energy standpoint.
I think so too. That would be fun. Another one I'd probably throw out. Again, never will happen in a million years. I don't think there's a room that could fit him. But Rihanna and Beyonce doing a fucking world tour would just be insane. Usher and Chris.
That's
Brown.
going to be for the upper 2%.
Usher and Chris Brown, bro, too freaky.
It'd be great. It'd be great.
Freaky.
We've seen what happens when they were at a venue together.
yeah, too freaky, man. Too freaky.
Yeah.
But Rihanna and Beyonce, that would be interesting. I mean, very different vibes though. I think if Beyonce is doing the songs where
she's doing her classics, if Beyonce's doing like, you know, greatest hits.
Yeah, she's not doing like any of the songs where she's really flexing her vocal ability and like just doing like the greatest of hits and stuff like that, where it's just like we ain't competing in singing,
Crazy
we just competing in
yeah, that type of stuff.
Deja vu. I mean, again, that's vocal ability. But Rihanna got a lot of good songs I'd want to hear live. I'd go to a Rihanna show. So
I'd go to a Rihanna show too.
Yeah, that mix would be there for sure.
How about the young rap chicks? Like you get like a Doechii and Lotto, and let's say we get Flo Milli to open.
Doechii and Lotto, and you got Flo Milli opening.
That sounds like a tour that could happen, honestly.
That's a lot of
I don't know how to take that. It kind of
not in a bad way. No, not in a bad way.
You bitches just go ahead and get together.
Maybe not necessarily a tour.
Do your little songs.
I could see that being in a festival lineup and then being like back to back to back. Like just as like a set. I'm trying to think of like an R&B one.
That's how I'm
R. Kelly.
To okay.
yo, no.
So we got special guest Kelly Rowland and Money Long. That's the third It's like the third pod in a row we think his name up.
It definitely is.
Kelly Rowland and Money Long are opening, and that's pretty cool.
I like it. I heard some people say that Kelly shouldn't be opening for Brandy and Monica. I disagree. Kelly is not Destiny's Child. Kelly is Kelly. She had her own career outside of that, and where she would rank is probably right below. Not even right below. She's below Brandy and Monica as far as like headliners. So, I don't think
That's gonna be a nice tour. That's gonna be a really heavy like singing, like the drinks gonna be flowing, the vibes are gonna be in there.
Yeah, that's what like the R&B heads. Like that's definitely one of them.
The vibes are gonna be in there. I'm excited to see any clips from that show. We never talked about this. How do you feel? How you probably seen it, Dame? I don't know if you've seen it, but have you seen the A. Marie NPR Tiny Desk?
Oh yeah, it confirmed everything you've told me for years.
The vocalist thing, right?
Yeah.
They came out with a list. I saw like a list of like the vocalist versus like the singers, right?
Yeah. Is it where it was like Powerhouse and
yeah,
like vocalists?
Right. Exactly. Like the ones who are like your theory, like the ones that like unorthodox types of styles with their voices, and the ones that like are there's like they had it. But I want to say that the way she's like confidently leaning into this is kind of like, you want to talk about delusion? like that's brave, delusional and brave. Because the way that she just keeps doing this, at one of her shows, she made it go a cappella and did it. Yeah. Why is she doing this? What is the reason? Is it because it goes viral? Why is she doing this?
Rage bait. It's definitely rage bait. I don't know.
It's not hurting singing that up there.
I've had that opinion too. Like all of those Rich Harrison songs are all kind of out of the key of whatever artist is singing them. Because that Beyonce, even that Destiny's Child song, "Lose My Breath," which is another Rich Harrison production, is just like too difficult to sing. It's like too difficult to sing. It's like
a studio, you got to put that shit together, producer wise, all that stuff.
Yeah, you need cuts. You can't. Nobody can sing that song live. It's impossible.
So yo, punch me in. I can't breathe. I really can't. Yeah.
I don't know why she's doing it. I don't know why. It's not doing her any. Again, if engagement is the key, then she should just keep doing it. But it doesn't sound good. Unfortunately,
it's just sad. This is the most we've talked. I love A-Marie. Like she's great. She has a great soul. It seems like I like the songs, and the studio versions. You can't take them songs from me. One thing is I'm still playing that. Whether if she could sing it live or not, I don't give a fuck. I like them songs. You know, Why Don't We Fall in Love? Great song.
Yeah. What have you been saying about A-Marie though?
I've always said that. I've always said that she can't sing. She's like when I think about like vocalists, like just you can make a cool song, but you're not really singing that well. It's A-Marie. I think I played it on the podcast, like just even like in pre-production. Just I was just playing her songs, and I was like, this is the difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a good song. It sounds good, but she's not really singing. Like it's not really singing.
I get it.
And that's cool. Like, it's fine. Like, you don't have to pretend to be that, Do
you remember the other stuff that was on that list? On that, like technically sound singers and
Billie Eilish was on there.
Well, she wasn't on the technical side. She was on the like can't sing but like sings well enough, like crooner side, I think. And Taylor Swift was also on that list.
Taylor Swift was on there. I want to say Christina Aguilera was on there.
So I think Christina Aguilera was on the non-technical powerhouse list, along with like Jennifer Hudson. Again, non-technical powerhouse.
Let's go through it. Who was this? Oh, Celine Dion, I think was. Let's see. That was the.
I would imagine.
Or Tori Kelly's on there. Tori Kelly's a great singer, by the way.
Yeah, Tori Kelly's one of them.
Oh, Yeba was on there. Technically skilled vocalist.
Right. But not powerhouse necessarily.
Yeah, Beyonce was a technical powerhouse. Who else they have on there? Cynthia Erivo, which
Technical
I
powerhouse.
didn't hear before Wicked, but that clip that they showed, it was there. But yeah, she's Christina Aguilera is the less technical powerhouse.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
then
think Jessie
Jennifer
J
Hudson,
was on there somewhere as well.
Was it
But
Jessie?
yeah, so-
yeah, Jessie J was the underrated vocalist, I think.
Right. And
Overlooked. Adele and Jessie J was there.
I think those are good categories because there's certain people that it's kind of like my tier list, my like 1 through 30 tier list, right? Where it's like you are really good at this, but you're not good enough for that, so you kind of like live in the middle, right?
You're a good
And there's
performer.
nothing wrong with. Say again.
You're a good performer. Like you don't have to be like a super A+ vocalist to perform a good song.
Right.
Ashanti kind of goes in there too, but yeah.
And Rihanna is a couple of them.
And Rihanna,
Yeah. And again, as you said, there's nothing wrong with that. And my wife, speaking of like the Brandy Monica like world, my wife has long held the opinion that Monica cannot sing. And I feel like that's crazy. When I think about Monica in my head, I'm like, that's crazy. Of course Monica can sing.
Well, let's pull up So Gone Live. Let's see it. Can she sing that beginning? Can she sing that beginning part live? Well,
let's see.
Let's find out, because that'll tell me everything I need to know. That first part, when I hear what that sounds like. All right, let's see. Oh wait, no, that's AOL sessions. I feel like that don't count.
It still counts. I think it's still. I think it's still like
Monica's
live.
So Gone 100% live. These are all old recordings. Let's see what this one sounds like if we have.
So Gone from the #1 album After the Storm. Please welcome one of my very favorite artists, Monica.
So gone over you.
They used the.
Yeah, that's the studio recording.
They used the studio. All right, let's check the AOL. Let's check the AOL one. Oh, it's a So Gone medley. Hold on.
You're looking at me all time.
She skips it.
She skips it. Not looking good. Not looking good, Jim.
Now, why would you skip one of the best parts of your record?
Unless you couldn't do it.
Unless you couldn't do it.
Yeah. Makes sense. I listen.
Hey.
Brandy
Brandy, for a fact, I know can sing.
That's the thing. When my wife said it, I could not. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But now I can't unhear it.
Mm-hmm.
Monica can't really sing, y'all. I never thought that before she said it.
Damn.
Who else do you
Definitely
think is
Brandy's
like
song.
voice fishing us? Is there anybody who like people acknowledge?
Give you.
I think people realize that Beyonce. Like, because I think I told y'all, Chris Brown can't sing.
Nah, Chris Brown can sing.
No, the fuck he can't.
Yeah, he can.
No, he can't.
Yeah,
No,
he can.
He cannot. He cannot. When's the last time you heard him without autotune? He has
This
a whole
Christmas.
register that he can't get to anymore.
Who you looking up?
Girl of my dreams.
It can't be from 2007.
No, it's 3 years ago.
That's mad. It's a pretty song, but that's mad auto-tune.
And he did take the mic down a little bit, and there was like a backing track there, so didn't really help my cause. Nah, fuck it. He can sing, man. I don't know. I need more proof. I need more proof. I'm trying to think. But what makes you think? What makes you say he can't?
Because his falsetto is broken. Like his falsetto is completely broken. Every time he tries to get up in that range, it falls apart. I'm trying to think of the song that where I realized he really does not have a falsetto, whatsoever. I think there's something wrong with his vocal cords even. I think that's why he leans so heavily into auto-tune.
Shitting on one of your greats. Wasn't The Dream supposed to be coming out with something soon? Did he come out with that yet?
Dream definitely can't sing. I'll fully acknowledge that.
Did he come out? Wasn't he supposed to be coming out with something or did it drop already?
Oh yeah, he was supposed to be coming out with what the fuck?
What happened to that?
Oh, look at you. Look at you. That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Trying to balance the scales.
Yeah, man. I'm just
It's
saying,
all
bro.
good.
I'm just
It's
saying,
all
man. You brought up falsetto. If Chris Brown sings falsetto, it's a different song.
Bro, listen. So you think Chris Brown is one of them? He can sing. He's an Usher type.
All right. So here's my thing. I think Chris Brown writes really amazing songs. And I think that he understands his vocal ability enough to write songs that he can get in his pocket in, which I think is a part of singing. So that was kind of my point with the vocal. That was kind of a point I wanted to make with the vocalist thing, right? It's almost your job to find your pocket and stay in that pocket in that your vocal range and be there. And when you make hot songs, sometimes in the studio, sometimes it's going to be out of your range. Sometimes the singer or the writer, the songwriter or the producer doesn't always help you out in that sense. But it's kind of on them. It's their job to make you sound the best or find the best key or the best way to make your voice fit within everything. Fit in this pocket, these instruments, all this stuff. That's kind of their job a little bit. I've seen it happen when I went to the Linkin Park concert. They pitched up some of the songs because the new singer obviously is not Chester, doesn't have the same range, but it's obviously, it's a woman's voice and she has different vocal ranges. So they pitched up some of the songs so they sound a little different, but they still sounded great because she's able to do different things with her voice that Chester couldn't do, and she can't do certain things that Chester could do. So you kind of have to find that happy medium, and that's kind of just your job I'm not just gonna put it all on the producers and stuff, but as a vocalist, you kind of gotta know I can't go up there. It's good to do it for the studio album and stuff like that because you can make a good song, but when you singing live, it's a different monster. So you gotta know your abilities. Can Janet Jackson sing?
No, she's so we used to call them crooners. She's a crooner. Mm-hmm. She's not really singing.
That sounds like a slur.
She can croon. She can't really sing.
Cool.
And singing really used to mean are your vocals flexible? Do you have a big range? How's your pitch? That's what it used to mean. Now it just means do you not rap? Are you just part of the melody? People call young Lil Durk a singer. So it's all fucked up now.
Yeah. Let's get into one more of these topics and then we can go. What's the most important thing you want to talk about? I didn't watch Ironheart yet, but I want to give a review. We could also skip it and get into it because I'm probably gonna watch it, so we can talk about.
I'll try watching it.
Yeah. We'll talk about it when we watch it. But I just noticed that the reviews that have come out, especially on the aggregators, they're pretty low. So far it's a pretty good show. Some of the dialogue is cringy. I wouldn't expect anything less from
most
Disney.
of their shows are.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect anything less from Disney.
It's AI writing them scripts, man.
There's a heavy AI presence on the show, but I'm not gonna get into that. I think you'll actually find it interesting, T. But
them AI shits is racist, man. I told you, I'm gonna block them pages now. It's starting to get out of hand. These AI black women, it's getting real bad. Dame, have you seen them shits?
I have. I've
it's
talked
the
to one of them
clapbacks.
before.
Yeah, them shits is getting real bad. And
It's pretty
where are they
wicked.
getting this information from?
They're definitely just like machine learning Zeus TV.
Yeah.
For sure.
Zeus TV and Twitter. They're just taking tweets and just like putting them in a like it's bad, bro.
I don't know how. I mean, but
It's
here's the
getting
thing.
worse,
I
too.
think most of that stuff is like people keep saying, "Oh, these companies." I don't think it's these companies, bro. I think like there's like,
Nah, the
Damn, do
CIA
you know
is
how much
behind
A-
this, bro. I don't give a fuck. CIA.
Dave, do you know how much the
Heavily
VO3 like subscription is? Like, have you looked into it?
The which one?
VO3, the Google one.
Oh, it's a lot.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's like
Because I
what,
think all of these are
350?
being made inside of VO3, right?
Most of them, yeah. Those ones that we've seen, yeah, I think VO3.
$249 a month.
What?
A month.
Yeah.
A month.
$249
A month, bro?
A month. There's a
Yo.
Google AI Pro version for $20 a month.
I'm getting as much as I'm doing it every day in that month. I'm buying it for 1 month. I'm doing everything I can in that month.
Exactly. Why
You
not?
gotta have a plan and then buy the subscription, do it all, and then get off.
Yo, we honestly, we should pool some money up and just like see if they can recreate this podcast. Like feed it all of our episodes.
No, I'm not
and see
giving them.
what they-
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not giving them the rights to do that. Like, make a clip. Like, what is that?
Yeah, make a clip that we didn't do. Just like
that'd
shit would
be
be
kind
hilarious.
of funny. I would definitely be gay, and they would be like, they would.
Oh my god.
They'd be like, yeah, look at him, man. He definitely sounds like this.
Nose ring.
Oh wait, so the initial cost was $250 a month. Now the current option is $20 a month.
And it's credit based,
yeah.
right? Like you get a certain
not
number
sure,
of
I'm just-
credits.
I don't know. AI is telling me this right now. The Google AI. You know when you Google something now they have an AI overview before you see all the actual results you're looking for.
It's here, man. It's here.
So the filmmaking tool is called Flow, I believe, which is part of VO3.
Oh yeah. The additional credits can be purchased to supplement the monthly allowance.
Okay.
It's interesting. I've always said that, as a songwriter who I make all different types of songs, I don't have a very strong voice though. I'd be interested in like taking my voice and like putting in the correct key and pitch and just saying like, hey, make this sound good. And for some reason that hasn't been accomplished yet. Like you can create whole generative voices, but you can't turn me into Chris Brown apparently, since he's like the golden standard. I don't want to be Chris Brown. Just like make my voice sound better.
All right. Any last topics, or do you want us to go? We can play songs and go. But I know you said B Simone that you wanted to talk about that.
Nah, to me that's like a longer thing. But even though the clip is short, but just we don't have to talk about it now.
One last question, I guess. Do you think that working with gospel artists makes you a better writer, or like an artist or lyricist? And this thought came from Glorilla doing a song with Kirk Franklin. Those are two people I would have never expected to be together.
I think working with anybody, any writers outside of your usual genre can help you in a way. Because not R&B writers don't write like rappers. Rappers don't write like country stars. Country stars don't write like fucking opera singers. I don't fucking know. But everybody has their own different process and how they go about doing it. So I think learning from as many different people or as many different writers in any genre can help. I don't shoot film, but I'd like to. But knowing how to shoot film, because everything has to be so precise, you don't get to retry, delete a photo, and shoot again. It's a different process. So I bring that over to digital, and I don't save film, but I save myself time, and that helps me in that sense. So I could see the benefit in it.
Okay. Where I was coming from when I asked myself that question, when I wrote out that question, was when you think about the music that Glorilla makes, and then the amount of like just the content, right? Like the who she makes it for, the content wise, and she has to pretty much cut all that out and make something that works for the Kirk Franklin audience, kind of thing. You can't be cursing, you can't be talking shit.
That too.
It's like, yeah, it like boosts up your ability to
vocabulary,
your vocabulary, and
gotta
like
learn
your
some different words, different way to say some shit.
Yeah, your range of topics, right? Now, Glow might have already had that ability, right? Like, you could always go on a gospel song and talk, like, and testify, talk about how you didn't have much and now you have a lot more, and how you provide for your family. Like, I feel like it's there, you know.
But realistically, if it wasn't attached to a Kirk Franklin, are you running to that? Are you running? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I hear that Glorilla just dropped a gospel song, I'm not rushing to that. If I hear that Glorilla dropped a gospel song with Kirk Franklin, I'm gonna go hear that out at least.
Okay. Hot any takes?
I wish there was more mixing. I wish there was more mixing in genres. I feel like when Nelly did that Tim McGraw over and over remix, like I thought we were getting into a revolution of like rap artists being on more types of stuff.
I feel like Nelly was always low key pretty innovative. Yeah. You know, he had for the Air Force Ones, he had like the rock remix on his album.
Yeah.
He did the obviously we know he did the plenty of R&B sounding songs, but then there was another one he did too. I forgot. But yeah, Nelly's always never been afraid to change up his sound and try something new.
I feel like there's a way to do it without being corny, without being called corny. You know what I mean? And so like, but yeah, you got to be brave. You got to be creative. You got to be artistic.
You got to get with the right people too.
You got to get with the right people because it's always about the song. Like that. I'm sorry, that song that Lil Wayne had with Jelly Roll is not it. That's just a Jelly Roll song that Lil Wayne put a verse on. A lot of the songs that Eminem does when he's doing like the rock stuff, it's just like him sampling a rock song, and like there has to be a way to fuse the genres in a more natural way. And I don't think we've cracked the code yet, but I'm always willing to hear some new shit. But I do think it makes you a better artist. I really don't think I was as good of a writer until I started listening to country. I love country music because I love the stories and the simplicity. When it came to rap music, I was a bars punchline type guy. You know what I mean? That's just what I like to listen to. But country music was always just about the feeling and the story and the, you know what I'm saying, the vibe almost. Super simple. And
well, I'd say that it's harder to do what happens in country music in like hip hop because hip hop is pretty much like, when it comes to vocals, it's like all words, right? Like that's kind of like the biggest thing with it is. It's like the beat is one thing, but having all those words, you don't have the same luxuries. Like in R&B, my biggest thing is don't waste words. Like don't like you don't always have to make things rhyme. It just has to like be intentional. You're already saying
so little.
Yeah, like you don't have to say you're. It's finding as many words as you have to use to like make a complex emotion sound like really simple. You know, like that's what it is. It's like kind of painting with like 4 strokes and being like, this is a masterpiece. Rather than like rap, you kind of like the words that the rap ability is all in the words pretty much. So it's kind of harder to have that same feeling. And
you just talked about Pusha T and you liking Pusha's live version of a song that you had already decided Malice had better words on. So it's not just the words.
That's performance. That's performance wise, I'd say.
Yeah, but rap is performance too. They
both had the same amount of words. Like they both said the same amount of words. It was just the way that it was performed that I didn't enjoy it because it was an offbeat thing. That was why. That's what I didn't like about that. But they both had like similar in the scheme of the song, like the studio album. They both had like similar amounts of words because the flow is really similar and stuff like that. But
yeah, but it can. My point is just that it can change as far as like you can give the same words to a different rapper, and the way they perform it may change how it sounds. And I think the same thing is true with other genres. Like, I for some reason, people keep commenting on a comment that I left on a TikTok where I said that Beyonce washed Jay-Z on one of the songs from the Carter's album. I think it was the song Nice, the Pharrell produced one. I think Beyonce's verse was way harder than Jay's. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, that Carter's album, I think people should go back to, because that was a really, really good collaboration album for an R&B act and a rap act. Aside from the fact that they're married, and aside the fact that they're both legends, that was just a really well-made album. You know what I mean? I think people kind of skip past that album a little too quickly. I would definitely go back and listen to it, because that was a really good marriage of the things that those two do really well.
I hope they back. Like I said, I hope they back on this Clipse album. But that's all I wanted to say. Just like in terms of your point with country music, it's like they have more instruments, they have all that stuff going on. It's like it's different. I think it's a little different. Like they have different luxuries and stuff with like pop and all that stuff, just in terms of what you can and can't say and how you're flexing, like your musical muscles in them. But I think that's good. We can head out. We can play some Ricka Radio submissions and get up out of here. I saw a song added on. I don't know whose it was. It didn't show your face. But
oh no.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
It's pretty weird. It's a Red Zone, but
Fashawn.
Nah, it's a Red Zone one.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's what, okay, cool. Yeah, that's what it is.
We got another name that niggas can't pronounce?
I don't know. No, I was saying the song title. I was saying the song title. But yeah, your face didn't pop up, brother. So I don't know what's going on there. But I guess you can go first, because I don't got one up yet.
I don't got one up yet. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going with an artist. This is actually the first rapper that I ever met. Fashawn. I met him back in 2011, Rock the Bells. He was performing with The Alchemist. They were just coming off of an album they had dropped together, or mixtape, I should say, they had dropped together. Good to see that he's still actively making music, like a lot of it. So this is Fashawn. This is Red Zone featuring Planet Asia and Otis Reed.
Swerve. Word. This ain't the love boat, it's the plug boat. What them drugs sold. You never felt bald heads out of a snub nose. Nut so my buck 50 under the tongue flow. Gung ho, the corner the blades. In more than one hole. Blunt smoke stuck in my esophagus. I once choked, jump foes, shot up parking lots. Club closed, up low. Michelangelo colored buds grown. Plush stones and crushed linen. Real dawn, no dawn limit. My palms itching, the palm a biscuit. Harm a witness, leave them stretched. Don't call it a flex, call it a fitness. PSA, I'm giving out fades when the barber isn't. This is Martin Luther mixed with Garveyism. Never harbor wisdom. Feed it to my daughter, she feed it to an infant. They can float on my penmanship, infinite. Treat them like my apprentices and split up the percentages. That's the latest kid, bro. Don't eat breadcrumbs, eat the whole bread loaf. Bet I see a Billy way before I see a headstone. Told her give me head after that. I'm a head home, always in the black, never in the red zone.
Dialogue, my energy, most masculine, a man called Hawk. Holes like mosquito ball, Middle Eastern high price oils flowing with precious stones. This is solid brick, them other niggas stand for you. Shakespearean monster, chosen one to grab the jury. Patrolling with the toolie, it's daddy duties. My last route inspired niggas to crash out and just risk it. We tempted by the cash cow, but back to the basics. Get it straight, my transcendence is legend. The best that did it, don't let it be hard to face it. For freedom and justice, I spit for the heathens and hustlers. Rhyme like I'm weeded and dusted. You a customer condition. Time keeps on slipping, no matter what niggas spitting. The God shit just hit different. It is what it is, pimping the edge of the cut. This is just leveling up, kids. Listen,
yeah, bro, don't eat breadcrumbs, eat the whole bread loaf. Bet I see a Billy way before I see a head zone. Told her give me head after that. I'm a head home, always in the black, never in the red zone.
Easy 350s, every dollar in my jeans crispy. Bumping loaded bases, CeeLo and Nipsey. Motivated by hating niggas that scheme against me. That's my toxic trait. I gotta concentrate on positive. Put me in the booth and lock me in. Bring the dollars Jefferson, I need every Washington. Frame my raps inside a monument. A king, no Solomon. It's Otis, nigga. Approach this nigga with caution and don't involve him with talk. If it ain't go talk, walk in the spot and then the show stop. My raps blow tops, can't help myself. This ain't the vote top. I gotta keep killing. I'll be the villain of your story. Have my baby mama tell it. You can yell it to the heavens and you'll never get the best of me, bitch. Keep it lit till I rest in peace, bitch. You know my pedigree, bitch. Cross me once till you dead to me, bitch. Fuck your head up, ain't no forgetting me, bitch. Yeah.
That was Red Zone by Fashawn, featuring Planet Asia and Otis Reed.
It's a good place to fit in the drop about or the potential drop coming up with Alchemist and Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo too. But they have ramen on the cover, which is like interesting. I don't know, man. Alchemist got a bad taste in my mouth right now. You know, just that whole AI shit. So we'll see what happens.
Man, listen, I went back and I listened to that Alchemist and Erykah Badu song again. It's not great, but it's also not bad. It's just an okay song. I think we called it. I think last time we heard, I didn't listen to it. I think
I called it.
You guys called it terrible. Yeah, I think it's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I think it's okay. It's very underwhelming considering the two artists.
Word. Guess I'll go next. So I think we kind of moved on a little fast from this Offset and JID song.
Great song. I've been listening.
I played
to it.
I played it in the car a few times, and
it goes crazy in the car.
That shit is one of them ones. So shout out Offset and JID for their new song, Bodies.
I got money, I was in the track kicking doors, and I'm just being honest. If you want smoke, then we cook niggas up like an omelet, I'm just being honest. Throw me a 60 if I go to Magic or Honest, I'm just being honest. I keep a stick or a blicky in case it gets sticky, I'm just being honest. She know that I'm with it, I'm having this chick and this trick, and I'm just being honest. Who really getting, be honest? Hey, posture be giving, be honest. She real like a pint, I got rats in the bank, and these bitches be hooked like finest. I up in my rank, cause I got niggas spank, nigga, shh, death for this on them. I think these niggas forgot where I came from, cause I got matching the matching with lakefronts. I pull up Porsche, I think I'm James Bond. Bitch, I got torches, this shit look like crayon. Turn into smokers, no bygone, no bygone. Niggas be biting, they biting like Tyson. Niggas got sticks, got glocks, we ain't fighting. Start up a war, then start up a riot. Shoot at the club and then shoot at your partner, then shoot at your block and then shoot at your house. Feeling like Bobby, if I put right good if I catch it out, cut his tongue out his mouth. I go to Saudi, they send the jet and 2 million to hear the words come out my mouth. Go on my thing, bitch, I'm from the south. Fuck around and die trying to get you some clout. Let the bodies hit the floor. 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 I put $1 million in 2 pockets. I pay all the lawyers free, I'm out the docket. Sleeping and dreaming, talking to the rocket. He told me go up, I told him that I got him. Go St. Laurent, better misses what I'm rocking. Yellow the stone, the booger looking snotty. Walking in bitch, I'm standing tall, I got it.
I got it, I pick up a stick, aim at the heart. Pick up a blitz, pick them apart. I feel like a pit, but all bite, no bark. Quick the remarks, little bitty bullet, they glow in the dark. Unlimited pool when attacking the target. I'm tagging the toe, I done tatted somebody. I'm breathing fire, burning, dragging somebody. If he ain't the homie, they promise a homie. Just hand me the hammer and get right beside me. I hop in the ride inside us a Hemi. The coppers behind me, the timing is shitty. Fuck. Why niggas shooting at Ricky? No running back and forth. He clapping the 50, he cracking the 40. I'm back in the city, I'm headed to war. Only warriors with me. Lord forgive me through whatever endeavors. It's JID, baby, I'm just a few letters. Take a look, I'm about to break a record. Put me in the books, I'm bound to beat the level. All about the effort, I'm putting in legwork. Early in the morning, count money till my head hurt. Niggas being funny, we could put them in a red shirt. 5 in your chest like an Ant-Man Edwards. Live in the reg, live in the flesh. I manifest every dollar sign I could collect. I could look in the face of a threat, but never sweat you sweet. Get out of the streets when niggas doing a sweep. Swap rides, I'm bringing the switch, so Swiss seats. Mob Tazi, coming with Keezy, Swiss beats. Cops firing and niggas is ratting and eating cheese. Another day on the east, make them fall to their knees.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was Offset featuring JID with Bodies. Great song. Before you
Who
play
bodied
T,
who?
I think they both got off, but I love JID's verse on there. Yeah. But he did say pick up sticks, and I told you that he always uses a children's rhyme in every single one of his things. It's pattern recognition. I don't know. But I pick up a stick. Like I told you, he did like the Peter Pie pick up peppers. Like he always does something with a children's rhyme and adds it in. But to that same effect, Chance the Rapper just announced a new song with Lil Wayne featuring Smino called
He announced an
Tree.
album too next month, I think.
Yeah, Chance got an album coming out. And we'll definitely talk about that.
Somebody quote tweeted and said, "This your last chance, nigga."
Low key.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for I'm gonna try to write at least 8 bars that I think Lil Wayne is gonna say that references trees.
What's the song called?
It's just called Tree.
Mm.
Yeah, it's gonna be I leave with something.
With some
give
weed
him an
related.
olive branch. Smoking the trees, like
Burning
it's
flowers.
Yeah, there's gonna be the song is gonna be about something completely different.
Apple don't fall from the tree.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna think of as many
and them apple
tree
bottle
puns.
jeans.
Yeah, I'm gonna think of as many dad joke and tree puns as I possibly can, and see how many of them Lil Wayne actually uses in his verse.
Got it. I'm going back to some house stuff. It's summertime, so I'm keeping it groovy. I'm gonna play a song from a DJ named Tamae, and this is a Bash and Bell remix. Another DJ. This is called "Wait on Us." That was Tamae, really cool DJ. Look up her stuff, man. She always dropping some really cool remixes and shit like that. So shout out to her. Shout out to Bash and Bell, another really good DJ. Keep it funky, man. Keep it real funky. Summer, even though it's hot as hell, which we didn't even get to talk about that, but it's been hot, bro. It's been real hot.
Yeah.
You know, and today
I've been seeing that. It looks crazy.
And now it's breaking it up with lightning and shit like that. Like, I heard lightning so loud today. I thought it was a bomb, bro. That shit struck like right outside my home. It was crazy.
You're not the first person to say that.
Well, that was the New York one, but this was different. This was like this shit struck right outside my house. I jumped, bro. Like I never felt something. My phone shocked me. Like, bro, if you felt what I felt, bro, I hope you feel what I felt, so you can be like, yo, I understand. Because that New York shit happened. I was like, yo, everybody exaggerating. Everybody's like, yeah, it sounded like a bomb. I'm like, yo, relax, y'all. It's just thunder. But nah, this shit was crazy. I hope you experience this, so you're like, so you get it. You know, you understand.
Yeah, I don't experience hurricanes or have a 8-month hurricane season down here.
This was different, bro. This thunder, like right next to you, is different, bro. Like with the lightning, just different, bro. I'm telling you, you ain't been this close.
It's
to
different
death.
when you can see the water, and it's getting higher and higher.
I ain't talking about. I'm talking about the noise. We'll see how much aura you have when that thunder boom and you right next to you. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna see. Don't worry. We're gonna see. But thank y'all for listening. Shout out to y'all for sticking with us. Call.me Al Hod in the building. Gabo _ I am Trendalis. As always, if you loved us and you want to see us and see what we've been sharing, screening, and everything like that, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/because we are podcast. Or even if you don't, like even if you just want to like see more content, we are posting the hour-long video form onto YouTube now, but the full thing is always gonna be on Patreon because we really do appreciate y'all supporting us and rocking with us and really sticking around and engaging and everything like that. So that is our gift to y'all, and enjoy the content, man. Stay safe, stay cool, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Peace.